Quite the show, yeah? Not so good on the heart, though.
You find yourself in a podcast. Obvious hosts are Carl, Alex, and Curtis. What do you do?
Oh shit. I don't have a screenshot for this. I don't know.
Quick, roll for initiative.
Oh.
Who's that?
That's an unobvious host. Ninnyz, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, it's going pretty good, friends.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the podcast.
We're like the four Musketeers.
The famous Four Musketeers.
Yeah.
We're the four best friends that anyone could ever have.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, why don't you do a little introduction for yourself? Tell people about you.
So we don't have to.
I'm Ninnyz. I have a goal of trying to speedrun every main series Final Fantasy game, so sorry, no 11 or 14. We've already learned 4 through 7, and the next goal that we're working on is 1 through 3.
Oh yeah, you're making some detailed notes for number 1, I think, right?
Yeah, I handwrite all of my notes. I mean, sure, we have the digital ones online, and they're really, really good. Like, they're done by some of like the best speedrunners out there, and I just like having a physical copy that I can make little edits to. Sometimes it's just a lot better with a physical note.
You internalize it better, I think, that way too.
Yeah.
I look forward to one day going on the Final Fantasy 1 speedrun.com page and seeing under resources there's just like a link to Imgur or whatever, or Imgur, and it just has like
Poorly Xeroxed.
yeah, poorly Xerox handwritten notes or whatever.
Hell yeah. This is the gold standard.
My favorite. Were you there when I was running 5 and I had an issue with the notes?
You have to be a little bit more specific.
I was running 5 and I was fighting X-Death in World 2. And I died on it, and I was like, no, that shouldn't happen. I was reading the notes, and I was like so far ahead. I mean, I was like 15 minutes PB, like ready to go, and I threw it all away. And I was like, what happened? And it turns out that the notes that were written, it's the one place in that one battle for the notes, it doesn't color code everything the same as everything else. So the correct thing to do was in the notes, but it wasn't color coded the same. So I didn't read it. And I was like, this isn't my fault. I'm going to go to complain to the highest authority.
You poor soul.
The speedrunner Discord. So it was tragic. Anyway,
Ain't that just the way?
where were we last time? What did we do?
We had a little chat with Kamari.
We did. We had our first
yeah.
chat with Kamari.
Don't worry, be happy.
Yeah, he had his first Silent Bob moment.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very much like a cat that's very like standoffish at first, and it takes
yeah.
like several weeks to like have them warm up to you, and then they're like, you know, hanging out with
I
you.
thought you were
and
going to talk
your
about
little
that
homie.
movie, A Talking Cat.
Oh, I don't
Oh
know.
yeah. We should have offered Kamari some treatsies.
Get him some catnip.
Yeah.
Is he a cat? He's a cat, right? Ronzo's a
Well,
cat.
yeah, we had this discussion where I was like, I thought he was a dog. And you're like, no, he's not a dog. He doesn't look anything like a dog. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right.
I think it'd just be really fun to watch Kamari like flail around on the ground and just like rub his face all over
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
whatever the catnip touched.
Yeah, right.
It'd be great, yeah, if you walk up to like a new town and there's just like a giant Ronzo scratching post and he's just like going to town on it. You distract him with a ball of yarn. You just throw it past him. And
I wonder, do Ronzo purr?
I don't think lions do. I think
Oh, dude, lions not
lions can roar, and because of that, like they can't purr. I'm pretty sure. I might be completely full of shit here.
trade-off.
There are some big cats that can purr.
Yeah, but I think it would be more like a lion that they just can't. But I don't know. Who knows?
Who can say?
Who's to say?
Leave us a voicemail if you think.
Leave us
Ronzo's
a voicemail if you think that lions can purr. Do not look it up.
Leave a voicemail if you think Carl is a lion.
Oh, got him.
God damn.
Got him. Yo, you know what I want to talk about before we do anything? New skills. New skills on the sphere
hell yeah.
grid.
Oh, yeah, we're moving on up.
Moving on up. So, like we said, when we beat Sin Spawn Gui, we got a lot of levels. I got 7 for Seymour, and now we can't use them, so those are just wasted.
It'd be funny if his sphere grid was actually there. You can actually cross over into it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
you
takes
guys
a
would see it.
level 5 unlock.
Yeah.
That would be such a fucking like fuck you.
But I got Titus's delay attack, so he can now push enemies' turns back a little bit. Like sometimes, like it depends on what enemy. It doesn't work on everything, and I find that the things that I do want it to work on, it doesn't. So
Yeah, it's kind of like Valifor's delay attack. It's much in the same way. Some things can, some things can't be delayed.
Right. And then super useful skill I got for Yuna, Pray.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. So
that just heals a little bit of health for everyone.
Yeah, and it doesn't cost MP.
That's a treat.
Yeah, right. And it doesn't cost MP, and so
nice.
To me, it means that Yuna can just be in the battles all the time now and can just keep
and
going.
will always have a function, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So I can always make sure that she gets experience, even if like my party doesn't need healing necessarily.
Yeah, so another thing, like this, I think kind of, I don't know if this is the first Final Fantasy game that has this Pray skill in it, but I know that it's in future ones. Like it's definitely in Final Fantasy VII Remake as like a materia, and that is like the OP strat that I used. I was just like, who has chakra and who has Pray? And I just like was constantly like just using that whenever I could.
That's awesome.
Just keep everyone topped off.
Yeah, it's a good strategy in this game as well, I think.
I am finally in a place now on the sphere grid for Kimahri.
Oh.
Where I am like having like the gamer hoarding syndrome where I'm like, I have so many like level 1 locks I can unlock. I can start going on different paths with Kimahri unlocking skills. And I was like, I don't know which way to go.
I went ahead and unlocked Titus's.
Nice.
I taught him like cheer and stuff like that.
Yeah. So like what my plan is now is just to kind of go around and get everything that Kimahri can have and then figure it out. I don't know if that's like efficient, but that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm like, oh god, I can't be trusted with this.
Yeah, Kimahri, I feel like he's an underutilized party member in this game. Like, not just underutilized by us, the players, but underutilized by the game itself.
Yeah, I kind of have a problem with Kimahri right now because it's like I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. Every time I've always kind of like taken him down Riku's and then kind of backtracked up towards Tidus's like sphere grid. So Kimahri hasn't moved on my game. He's got like 17 levels, and I'm playing the PlayStation 2 version, so I don't have ability spheres coming at me willy-nilly.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, if there's going to be anybody that I'm not messing with until I'm absolutely sure, it's Kimahri.
That's fair enough. Now, I will say early on into this next segment, Kimahri actually got me out of a couple jams pretty well with his skills. Yeah. And we'll get into that because... Let's move on.
Hell yeah.
So last time we completed Operation Mihin, resounding success. Sin has been defeated.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Blasphemy has no place here. Everyone
10
came
more
together.
Years.
Yeah, 10 more years.
Everyone came together and they were just like, you know what? We all have our different beliefs and that's totally fine.
Yeah, so everything's fine.
The Crusaders aren't so bad. The monks are also good. This is fine.
Yeah.
Finally, a Final Fantasy with a truly happy ending.
Yeah. Right midway through the game. Love it.
Short one.
So all the Crusaders are dead, and on my game, so is Gata. And in y'all's game, so is Luzu.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember which one you did, Ninnyz?
What do you mean?
In terms of, like, when you have the decision of, like, letting Gata, like, go fight or stay back?
Oh, I had him stay back. He's alive for me.
Okay. Right on.
I knew that everybody else would do that because that's, like, the sensible... like answer.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I'm gonna have him go out there and he gets just fucking killed as shit.
Yeah.
But so we're continuing along the now it's called the Djose High Road, but it's the same as the Mushroom Rock Road, the first screen that we were on, where Classico like blocked us off and was like, oh, you can't go this way. Like we're on the continuation of that path now.
Yeah.
Except just now, I guess right in the middle of that path is a giant crater. We're gonna just fuck shit up. But yeah, so once again, we're on the side of the ocean against the cliffside. Looks very moist and fungal, and we're running along. And there are some encounters.
There sure are.
Yeah. Who do we want to talk about first?
There's some new colors of some familiar friends.
That's true. Yeah, there are recolors. Absolutely.
Like we already talked about the Snowflan, right? Or is that new?
I think the Snowflan is new.
Yeah, I think it is new.
And then the bunny yip, which is the mud the mud crab, but he's got like a cool little yellow fro.
Yeah, right. And like I feel like those enemies are pretty similar to their old versions. They just have like different elemental affinities or more HP or whatever.
Yeah,
it's
and
purple.
There's the Garm, which
what was the Garm?
It's just like the like wolf enemy that's like a little stronger, but you can still pretty much one shot it with Titus most of the time. So
and there's stone basilisks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they suck.
Yo, so this is what I was talking about. Kumari actually got me out of a jam because Kumari can learn stone breath from them if you use Lancet on them, and they're susceptible to stone. So you can use it, Kumari automatically gets a limit break, and then you just use stone breath, and at least one encounter is just done.
Yeah.
So you can get through it that way. But I found that like Yuna already has Esuna on her, and I was like, well, if I keep Yuna in the party, then like I'll probably be all right. And yeah.
And there's even more so, there's a guy right here who, when you talk to him, he says, "We've decided to rest at the temple. I just hope they let us. We've been excommunicated after all. They might throw us out. Oh, I almost forgot. There are fiends that petrify humans. Wear this. It should help." And he gives you a soft ring.
Right.
Which is an accessory for Yuna.
Yeah.
So like you can just be like, okay, she's always in the party. She never has to worry about it. And
that's what I did.
Yeah.
It's a good strategy.
Same here.
It's a silly band.
The thing that I love so much about Final Fantasy X is that the equipment, specifically anything that says proof on it, is insanely valuable.
Yeah.
And be careful what you sell.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think that you could sell stuff, because I've just been like, oh, I just keep all of my equipment, because why wouldn't I? I had 17 scouts with Waka.
Yeah, I actually was able to get the discount from Owaka. I got over the final threshold. I think it's like 10,001 gil.
Yeah.
So I was able to pick up the Avenger for Auron, and then I got the counterattack sword for Titus.
Okay, cool.
I did not buy the TKO though. I have had bad experiences with the Stone Touch Blitzball.
Getting confused.
I'm guessing it has something to do with confusion, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Was it? I think somebody was saying in the Discord the other day, but I know that this can happen. That if Waka stones himself, like if he has like a stone touch weapon and then he hits himself, the Blitzball turns to stone, but is like stuck in midair. So it's just like part of the animation is that like the ball's just stuck there. So that's cute.
That's wild.
Yeah. Anyway, so as we walk along, it kind of reminds me of like the Mihan High Road. There's like people walking up and down this this path the whole time.
It's less open. We've got like kind of a bay, or the shore to our right and cliff sides to our left.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on a like little underpass.
Stalactites and mites.
Yeah, right. But like it is bustling in a way, but like not with like jovial energy like the Mihan High Road. It's like bustling with like people. I think people trying to get to Djose is what they're doing, because like all the remnants of the Crusaders and some monks are out here like helping people. They're all trying to get to the Djose Temple because they're like, well, we can get those people there and then give them medical attention and stuff like that. Oh yeah,
there's some kind of unity happening. Like there's a monk that was saying, as followers of Yevon, we believe in aiding all those who are wounded, even excommunicated Crusaders.
Yeah,
right.
And there's like discussion amongst that about like, oh well, they've been excommunicated, but they kind of paid for their sins with this last, affront to our god with their magic or their
machina.
Their machina that led to all of them dying. Like,
yeah, right.
We'll let them back in now.
Yeah, and you know what? That actually is like kind of impressive for them. Like they're not like portrayed as like cartoonishly like evil or closed-minded, right? Like they're all like, no, these are our people still. Like we should bring them back in.
Yeah.
So that's actually kind of nice. Like I like seeing that.
Yeah.
In a group. Elman, Lucille, and everybody are on here too, but they ran past me so quickly I couldn't talk to them.
Yeah, can you talk to them? Because I was always like, every time they like ran past, I would be talking to someone else to try and get the dial.
Yeah,
and then I would
same.
be like, no, I need to match through and catch up to them. But it's like Elma's running after like Lucille, who is on a chocobo.
There's
and
only
like,
one chocobo left, and Lucille has it, and everybody else is like running, trying to catch up with them.
It's so sad.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so they're there, they're running around. But yeah, it's like there are things happening on the high road as we're getting into these battles, but did you all get the primer that was here?
No, I was looking for it and I couldn't find it.
When I got it my last playthrough, I had to go up and down this fucking road like 2 or 3 times to look for it. It's so hard to find.
I had a moment where I was like, it's been a while since I've seen a primer. I know I'm definitely missing one, so I guess I'll have to go back and do that.
Well, I feel like this begins this trend. I mean, I guess we've already kind of had this trend beginning, but from here on out, they're all like super hidden. Like they try to hide them behind things, so you have to like really be watching out for them.
Well, I never got it.
Yeah, well, there's one here. I mean, you can still get it depending on where you are in the game. Yeah, I mean, you can still come back and get it.
All the P's are back to being B's.
Yeah, we can backtrack here for a good while.
Right.
I think so far there's only been, 2 missable primers, one on the boat at like quite the beginning of the game.
So I think I was looking through a guide a couple weeks ago about it, and I don't think any of them are like truly missable yet. I think if you didn't get one on a boat or something, that it is attainable elsewhere. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure I read something about that because
Gotcha.
it's just like later game you'll
Like
have
the
to.
one in the captain's quarters I forgot about.
Yeah.
And the window.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there are going to be missable ones, like just completely missable, but right now I think everything we'll be able to get later.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, I mean, there are some other people we can talk to, but they really don't say anything.
Yeah, it's
Too
more of the
amazing.
same. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's more like
Someone gives me a mega potion, which is nice.
Yep.
more of the like, oh wait, here's my dialogue. Also, you're a summoner, so here, take 10 minutes downs or whatever.
right. But yeah, as we get to the end of this area, we come to a fork in the road, right? There's one heading north and one heading west. One heading east. If the camera is looking at cardinal directions, right? Like if the camera is facing north, and then there's one going north and one going east.
I think it's pretty. Trying to remember what the actual road looks like because later we do see a little overhead map.
Yeah,
At the end of
I
this
think
episode.
that's right.
Yeah, I think it is east.
Yeah. And the party kind of like is hanging out in this area, and Titus, you're controlling Titus, so you're running up last essentially, and you see your party members ahead of you, and he says,
Hey, how much longer till Xanarkand?
and Wonka's like, oh, still a ways. Lulu says, first down the moonflow to the Guado city of Guado Salam, which is like where I'm from, the city of humans, Human Delphia. And she says, then we cross the Thunder Plains to the Temple of Makalania, the Macarena.
Yeah.
That whole sentence has made me like, all right, this is a fantasy game.
Yeah, I know. Very like
The moonflow of Guado City of Guado Salam. The Thunder Plains.
the
Macadamia.
Guado city of Guado Salam. Chris Farley.
Special guest Adam Sandler.
Titus
Yeah.
just says, oh boy.
Yeah, I just like that Titus is already being like, are we there yet?
Yeah, he's already being like a smacked ass about it.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to go to this place right away.
Yeah, I know. And Yuna says, before that, we get to pray at the temple in Djose.
She's kind of chipper right now.
She's
too.
very
She
chipper
is.
about it. Like we get to pray. It's like I get to go to work. Like I guess that's true, but like
real Ned
like Toys R
Flanders
Us.
energy.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's so weird that she's like that exactly like maybe 20, 30 minutes after Operation Mayhem.
Yeah, I know.
He's like, y'all ready to pray?
yeah,
She's probably in shock. She's just in denial.
Yeah.
it could be. Titus says we can't just skip all that, can we? Huh? Which
Speedrun
shut up,
strats.
Titus. She says, yes. She says, I have to pray to the Fayth in every temple in order to earn the final Aeon. And Waka says, that's a summoner's training. She has to prepare mind and body, all just to get ready for the final summoning. So like, ooh, let's get that. Rise and grind. Let's get that final summoning, boys.
Hell yeah.
I'm ready. Titus says,
Must be tough, Yuna.
I'll be fine with you here.
Very sweet.
Titus ain't done shit, so
Yeah.
sorry. Well,
He
anyway,
gave her a good old blitzball talk.
that's right. Yeah.
Taught her how to whistle.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That's how you
Chekhov's
like.
whistle. Yeah, she whistles and defeats Sin later.
I thought she like the final Aeon is summonable via a whistle.
They're like,
That's the
Lord
only way you can do it.
Lord Braska could never master this technique.
That's why he wasn't able to do Incend once and for all. But
Watch
yeah,
out, Titus. I can whistle in ultrasonic.
It's like Mars Attacks. And it explodes.
It just explodes.
that's awesome. But yeah, so we see the map. We're getting ready to head down the eastern pathway, and everybody runs ahead except for Orin and Titus, right? And Orin
I
says,
love this so
Yeah.
much.
Hey, new guy.
and he's like, yeah.
What a mean jock thing to say,
Yeah.
like from like a teenage movie and stuff. Where it's
Yeah,
like,
right, yeah.
like the jock says,
Look,
hey,
new guy."
new kid.
Yeah.
Like Waka was calling him like what rookie? Like
Yeah,
on the
I was-
high
yeah.
road.
Yeah.
Hey, rookie here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, look, a newbie. Yeah, it
Oh,
was
that's
a
right,
newbie. Yeah.
Newbie.
It wasn't a rookie. Yeah.
And Titus is like, me? And Orin's like, who else? And I like that he says, what can I do for you, boss? Which I love that fucking energy that Orin and Titus have together because they're like part of their own little club. They know about Sin. They know
Yeah.
about Jack. They know about all this
They've
stuff
known each
together.
other for a while too.
And they know each other, yeah.
Yeah,
so,
like Titus has known him in his like past life or whatever, like whatever's going on.
you know, it actually kind of makes like me as like a person playing this game, and like in some ways you're role playing as the main character, right? Like I'm like, oh, finally there's somebody on this team that like I'm friends with, instead of like an entire group of people who are just like, oh, you're such a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh, okay, I have a homie
So
here.
when you go to camp and someone from your school's there, like, oh,
yeah,
cool.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He says, don't tell Yuna you know about Sin Inject. You know her. She would distance herself from you. We do not want that. And I was like, what is Auron planning here? Like, Auron is like,
Yeah.
he's got some things going on. You know what I mean?
And that's a good line to use for Titus, where he's like, hey, you know that girl that you have a crush on? Don't tell her this. And I know how you are. And I know you're going to tell her anyway. But if you do, she's not going to want to be around you anymore.
Yeah, right. I just like that, like, it seems to me like Auron is playing this situation to his advantage. You know what I mean?
Some reverse psychology, maybe.
Yeah. Where I'm like, what is going on here? Why does Auron need us around each
Kind of
other?
half reverse psychology. So tangential psychology.
Lateral psychology, yeah. Titus says, yeah, but even if I did say something, no one would believe me, you know. And Orange says, Yuna would. And like, oh, that's so good, because she
Yeah.
like definitely would. She like
Mina
does
would?
already.
No, Yuna, not me, not you as in you. Like,
Yeah. Mina? No, Yuna. Yuna as in Yuna. Titus says, come to think of it, did I really have to know about Jecht? What about my feelings? Orange says, better than you finding out at a critical moment and becoming emotional.
it's fair.
So good.
I know. He says, what, me emotional? Yeah. And Orange says, I heard you were quite the crybaby.
He says that as he's walking away
I
from
know.
Titus.
God, Orange is just like, he's Burn Central, man. He's
Yeah.
like fucking... Ugh.
Go ahead, Ninnyz.
I was gonna say he's got like the best walk-off lines.
Oh,
I
for
mean,
sure.
every time.
Hell yeah. And like I like this moment here with Titus too, because like there's a glimpse of self-awareness, which is nice, because he says, yeah, maybe when I was a kid, maybe even a little now, just a little.
Yeah, just a little.
It's like, okay, he's coming to grips with himself. That's a sign of growth, you know.
Maturity.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
Maybe I am a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe am baby.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm baby. That's it, yeah.
But I do like Oren kind of saying, like, kind of what we were admitting like a few episodes ago is like, oh, we're believing this whole plot drop now. Because, he's thinking the more logical, so he's like, no, I'm going to tell him now when it's like, we're going to have a quiet moment, not when, like, we're about to do the big thing. Like, you should know something about your father.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it becomes a whole big to-do, right, when we don't want to be anything but cool-headed.
Yeah, and I also kind of took it as like, okay, well, what if we're in a situation where we're fighting Sin and like Titus is in like a clutch moment where he has to take him down or something, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, by the way, like here's this plot dump of like Jecht is
And then
Sin,
he can't
and
do
then he's
it.
just like, oh my god, and then it like just rocks him and stuff. Like it's
Right.
I was about the Sockham one. Now go with
Yeah, so we're ready to pretty much move on to the next area, right?
yeah. Anything?
Oh, wait, I'll say, as Arn runs off, Titus shouts, I still don't buy your story.
You hear?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. We've had many a conversation about it at this point.
Yeah.
I think he's just trying to give Arn a hard time.
Yeah, it's like...
Well, also maybe being in denial.
It's like we've talked about before, where like you want to have a good comeback to somebody, and you're like, you're the dumb. Like,
you're the idiot.
yeah,
I feel attacked.
yeah. But yeah, that's all until we walk off into the bridge. So this is actually pretty cool. I like this like one little screen here. It's like we basically transition onto a bridge, right? Or a series of them going in between rocks. So it's like Djose is actually like across a river.
Oh yeah, like in Philly, Jersey's right across the bridge.
Oh yeah. Is there? Yeah, it's like if there was a big rock in the middle in between.
So make sure you have at least $5 so you can get back.
Yeah, there's no toll getting there, but coming back you're gonna have to pay.
Yeah, but it's cool. And there's like, again, there's people hanging out on the bridge and everything like that. I know that like absolutely nobody else but me is gonna understand this or like get this joke. But there's like
Isn't there at the drive-in reference?
no, it's way more
Niche.
than at the drive-in. There's an artist that I really like named John Congleton, who is part of a band called Paper Chase, but he had a solo project, right? And I mean, he would tour with the band and everything, but he wrote and everything himself. Anyway, he has a song called Who Could Love You, Lucille? And every time I see Lucille, I'm always like, oh, poor Lucille.
I just always think of Arrested Development with
Really?
loose seal. I don't need her anymore. Yeah, so we walk to the next screen and we see some bridges in front of us, and we see our party kind of off in the distance, and we also can kind of like see a chocobo, and Auron is walking towards them, and there's also like 3 little like lemur creatures or something just like scurrying
little
around.
monkeys, yeah.
I was like, what are these little things?
Lemur rats.
Yeah.
And they follow you around, which is kind of cute.
And they're always like jumping around during the scenes, which is very cute.
Tourists probably feed them.
So there was a point in one of our very early episodes where we were talking about animals in the Final Fantasy universe, like of this season, and we were like, are there animals in this world, like besides fiends? And I remember saying, no, there are canonically monkeys. These are called monkeys. And I only know because of Final Fantasy X-2 that these are called monkeys. Because they become like a plot point.
I guess it's the kind of thing with the dogs and the cats. They all just like evolved versions of that thing.
Yeah.
Just fantasified.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway. Our favorite trio is here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Chocobo Knights.
We get a nice clear image of their outfits though too.
Yeah, they're really popping.
Choco days, riding away, but oh, those Chocobo Knights. I'm sorry. Anyway, Ninnyz, would you like to take us through what they say?
Yeah. So you walk up to Lucille. She'll salute the Yuna, and she'll be like, "Yuna, it's good to see you and your companions are well. Yuna, well, like yourselves as well. Captain, we were worried. Praise be to Yevon." And she'll do her little Yevon bow.
Hell yeah.
And like this is kind of like where it gets a little bit dark because Lucille will be like, "We escaped with our lives, but our troops were decimated."
Yeah.
It's like,
This next line is the one that really gets dark for me.
Yeah, I was about to say. Elma goes,
Of all our chocobos, only this one made it.
No!
Yeah.
Okay,
And it's
now I have a fucking beef with Sin.
And it's like zoomed in on the chocobo's face and everything. It's looking all cute. Like
I
it's just,
know,
and you're
I
like,
know.
oh my god, my heart.
It is very cute.
All of its Choco friends.
Ren will give them some, right?
Yeah, so Clasko will continue. We made pretty poor chocobo mounted forces without chocobos.
Right, yeah.
They're just
Like a little bit of light dark humor in there.
Yeah.
Look at his silly haircut though.
Yeah, his haircut's
Yeah.
really dumb.
Class code.
He looks like Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber.
I feel like he like Glasgow's
Pumpkin
hair.
pie haircutted freak.
I feel like Glasgow's hair is like specifically to like lower his polygon count. They're like, what if he was really greasy and he just had like his hair was like stuck to his forehead? Then we wouldn't have to model it. We could just have a texture.
Yeah, Lucille and Elma have really nice hairdos.
Yeah.
They're real kind of like Daphne and Velma kind of vibes.
Oh yeah, they totally are.
Yeah, that's
Lucille looks like Ava Unit 01.
no, she totally has the Daphne color scheme too.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Right.
She's got the purple dress and the green accents and red hair. I didn't
Fucked
notice
up.
that. Wild. So there's Scooby-Doo. Does that mean? Yeah, I guess Clasko's the Scooby, and then that Chocobo's. No, sorry.
Yeah, the Chocobo's a Scooby and Glasgow's Shaggy.
Elma's got kind of a Vincent Valentine look going a little
she
bit.
kind of does,
Kind
actually.
of nice with it.
Yeah.
more sporty.
Yeah. Sorry, anyway.
No worries.
We're fashionistas over here.
Yeah.
Looking good, boys.
Yeah.
So Lucille will continue with, "We turned our backs on the teachings and cast away our faith. This is our just reward."
Ooh.
Elma continues with, "It's just you now, but don't worry. We're here for you," as she's addressing the Chocobo.
Yeah.
that
Chocobo
makes sense.
Kwe.
Yeah.
Quake.
Yeah, and then probably Lucille just kind of like thinking back on it, just like so many died in vain. It was a mistake.
Yeah.
Clasko rebuts with, "We should have never ignored the teachings."
Yeah. So they're all penitent, I guess. Is that the right word? Or
Yeah, it's like they're
Yeah.
overcorrecting. It's
Yeah.
because like during the whole Operation Mihan, there's just like, we have to make sacrifices. We have to work with the Machina. We have to do all these things just to take down Sin. And then after like this huge wipeout, they're just like, maybe we could pray for enough forgiveness and get our way back into the temple.
You know what's weird is that like I feel very conflicted about all this because like on one hand I do enjoy seeing like the Yevonites and the Crusaders patching things up and becoming like a team again. Like that's good.
Yeah, that's
because
nice. Yeah.
This unity is good, but it's very disturbing because this comes right on the tail of Auron talking to Maester Keenock.
I was just going to bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah, and-
It's like everyone is so distraught about it. And they're like, this is because we strayed from the teachings. And it's like that conversation with Maester Keenock was like pretty much like saying to us like, oh no, we know how this is going to shake out, and it's going to shake out in our best interest by being like, see what happens?
Yeah,
see what
yeah.
and it's like,
See what happens, Larry?
this is why you don't use Machina.
But yeah, so like it's like Oren said, he's like, oh, I see how it is. The faithful live on,
Yeah.
right? And so like Yevon and like the Yevonites have, and I get not all the Yevonites, but like the upper crust of them have purposefully played Operation Mi'ihen to make them look even stronger.
Yeah.
Like they're like, yeah, see, told you should have never questioned us. And so now like, if Yevon didn't already have absolute authority, they certainly do now.
Yeah.
I think Ninnyz just logged out of this AOL chat.
No, I'm here.
At the door, it's out.
You've got
Yeah.
mail.
You've got nails.
So yeah, this all comes with like a little bit of a like how would I put it? Like a grain of salt. Like I'm taking all my happiness of this scene with a grain of salt.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts here, and it's like, you know, the morality is getting blurred because we we know more than everyone who we're talking to knows.
Right.
So
because we're so smart.
yeah,
Always look on the bright side of life.
it's also
worry, be
important
happy.
to note here that when we walked in, and like as we're progressing along, everything's kind of shaking.
Oh
Almost
yeah.
like there's like an earthquake or something going on. It's very
Yeah.
like, you know, like I was like, oh shit, Sin.
yeah, there is like a mild earthquake going on.
Yeah, I mean, if this was a Zelda game, I was saying like, is this where the Gorons live?
Yeah.
I'm just hearing like rocks tumbling. And, oh yeah,
Do you think the golem from FF1 is like a Goron?
Yo,
Because
hell
like
yeah.
they can eat rocks all day. They could eat them forever.
And in Ocarina of Time, there's that one Goron who's like trying to get to the spiritual stone, like the
Yeah,
Goron's
yeah,
ruby, because
yeah.
he's like, I just want to take one lick of it. And then, like he's like the forbidden ruby.
just one leg. That's a Ministry song,
Good.
right?
I bet it's cinnamon flavored.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, like-
I was
oh,
thinking
yeah,
it
it's
was
like
like
a-
one of those old lady candies that's just like the strawberry.
I was thinking of the little cinnamon like ones. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, nice.
Candy.
Is it being like that cough medicine
Oh, yeah,
cherry
like a-
flavor?
yeah.
Menthol cherry halls.
Right.
Oh, that nap time cherry.
I don't want it anymore. Nap time cherry. Oh, it's bad.
The quiet babysitter.
But yeah, this whole scene's very wiggly in that every screenshot looks like it's a 3DS screenshot. It has like the blurry kind of aura on everything.
Yeah, it's funny too because like we walk up to like the entrance of the temple coming up, and like everything kind of starts shaking. And I think Titus might be like, "Whoa" or something, and then it's just like you're standing there and it continues shaking. It like as you can walk around, like you can walk around as it's shaking.
Yeah,
and I didn't
right.
realize that, so I just sat there for like a solid 20 seconds, and I'm like, is my game frozen? Like, am I waiting for like a sandworm to come up that I have to? And then I was like, oh, I can walk.
Jose go burr.
No, you can't just have an area that the camera shakes all the time.
Yeah, and Titus says, is that the Djose Temple? And
Yeah.
Yuna kind of does her like
So-
bow again.
So we just talk about this area, right? So we kind of like walked into a oh my god, what's a fjord but there's not water? I
Oh my
wish I
God,
would have
don't even
known
know
my
what a
land
fjord
masses.
is. We talked about this last week.
I think
none
if-
of us studied.
If I was back in if I was back in Eastern Kentucky, right? I feel like we would have called this a holler.
I was gonna say, yeah, is this the holler?
It's like the holler.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like they were still at the bottom of like a canyon at this point. And
Yeah. It's a canyon, but there's like it's not. It doesn't continue on forever. Like there is a back side.
So it's
to
almost
it.
like a cave.
With
Not
no
quite a cave.
ceiling.
Yeah, there's no ceiling.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you look
Oh.
up. above
Actually,
it-
no. Yeah, it kind
You're
of
right.
is
There
like
is a
little-
ceiling.
It's a shallow cave at the top of the holler.
Yeah, shallow, deep wise. Like it doesn't go far back.
This looks like it
Yeah.
was like maybe a giant underwater like cave at some point that drained out.
Yeah,
There's just gonna
fair
be a
enough.
geologist listening to
I guess,
this, being
like-
like, "Oh, you fucking idiots!"
Yeah, I
Where's
think
our
the thing is that,
mineral
like
experts?
it feels like it's like natural light though, which is why it doesn't seem like it would be in a cave. Like there's like sunshine.
Thanks developers for that.
Yeah, but like so I would guess that like the opening that we just walked into was quite large, so that there could be lots of natural light in here. But point being, in the middle of this area is like a giant column, I guess, like a big cylinder, right?
Yeah.
And there seems to be like a doorway entrance to it, and like as soon as I see it, I'm like, ooh, a dirt tower. The good old Final
Goran's
Fantasy
gonna make me
RPG.
climb that.
I was like, Trent Reznor said that we could have this.
His Empire of Dirt.
We just got to put on a crown of shit.
Yeah, so there's this giant cylinder in the middle. It looks like it's going to be a tower that we're going to have to climb or whatever. And there's like a little bit of plant life, and there's a tent outside.
It's
as
an
well.
inn.
It's an inn.
Yeah.
Spoiler. Oh, I guess it's also a shop.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. And you were saying about the dialogue.
Yeah, so he like Titus is just kind of like shocked that this is the temple because it looks like, it's in like a natural structure.
A big rock outcropping or something.
And then like
yeah.
everything continues shaking and we see like lightning being emitted from like the top of this this like column of like stone or whatever, and then it kind of just breaks apart.
Yeah, it like just straight up fucking explodes.
Yeah, it like explodes, and then it's like all these like rock formations are just kind of orbiting around it as there's electricity
Yeah.
flying through
Everyone's
it.
hair probably should be like standing on end at this point. It's like all
It's like when you
static.
put a balloon on
Yeah,
your
it's
head.
like a Tesla coil. How like a Tesla coil like shoot out its little, it arcs or whatever.
Yeah.
Lest you forget you're in a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, now we're the electric themed dungeon, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
The last one, it's just like Pokemon rules. We had our fire dungeon. Now we're onto our electric gym.
Yeah. Our first one was our normal type dungeon on Visade or whatever.
Easy peasy.
Time to go catch me a Diglett and go take on Lieutenant Surge.
Yeah,
Hell
that's right.
yeah.
Trio.
Shout outs to Diglett, the best Pokemon.
I'm imagining Seymour summoning a Diglett with the fucking anchor. Like
The
just
fact
pulling
that you
a
would
giant
say-
Diglett from the ground.
The fact that you would say Diglett the best Pokemon when coughing exists.
Oh shit, you're right.
Absolute fuck. Just kidding. He actually coughing blows in every game he's in. But I think he's very cute, so
Yeah.
he's my
It's very
favorite.
porous.
He is.
Yeah, so Lulu kind of tells us what we're looking at, and she says, the lightning mushroom rock, it only opens when a summoner is addressing the Fayth. And Waka's like, oh, okay, so that means another summoner's already in there. And like it zooms in on Yuna.
Occupied.
And yeah. And she's like, another summoner. And Titus like says what we're all thinking.
Yeah.
We're like, we know another summoner, goddammit. And he's like,
Yeah.
What if it's Donna?
Oh, fucking Donna.
goddamn Donna. And Yuna's like, we have to
I
hurry.
love that delivery.
Yeah, it's really, really
Yeah.
good.
So at this
She didn't
point,
make it this far though. She got turned away. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I took a nap.
I guess at this point, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's opened up again, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did she beat us here?
There's nobody left to block her road now. Those people are all dead.
Oh, man.
But before we go in, and we can walk around, there's a couple treasure chests. There's one with 4,000 gil, which is, I think, the best chest I've found yet.
Yeah, and I think it can also be noted that you don't have to get this stuff right now. You can actually get it after you do the temple.
Yes.
Because I didn't find it until like after leaving. But yeah, there's like 4,000 gil. I think there's another one maybe.
Yeah, there is another one. What does it have? It has 4 ability spheres in it.
Oh yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Which I loved because I had no ability spheres and I really wanted Lulu to get Thundara and Fyra.
That first chest is behind the Chocobo Knights again. Like Lucille and Clasko are all there. And then Clasko says, "Oh, this little fellow's finally calmed down." And I was like, it was all freaked out. Oh no. And it made me
Good
sad.
dog, little longy.
Yeah, it made me sad.
It's
Oh no, wait, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
it's like-
Elma says that.
It's like when your cat is scared of like fireworks or something. You're like, no.
Yeah, right. If we try to use the inn here as well, like they say that like, sorry, all the beds are taken by the wounded. And he literally says the wounded are fighting to stay in this world, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I think if you talk to the innkeeper, she's like, all of our beds are occupied by like people who are trying to recover.
Yeah.
You can still stay here though if you want to sleep on the floor.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, that just has so much Magfest energy. It's like, yeah, you can stay in my hotel. I almost called it an apartment. You can stay in my hotel room, but like you'll have to sleep on the floor.
Yeah.
How
I
many
will say,
times I've like just curled up underneath a desk at night so I don't get stepped on in the middle of the night.
Grab some blankets and sleep on the balcony.
so this shop actually in the inn has some good stuff. I bought a lot of stuff here. So like I bought a rod for Yuna, and like to give you an idea of what they all have, they're all like all of our weapons that we just naturally have will have like +3 stats on them. So like magic +3 or attack +3, and these are all +5s. So I was able to upgrade a couple of people's
Oh
weapons.
yeah, like 5%, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also like a treasure chest in here, I think, right? That we can't get to right now.
Yeah, that's right. Okay,
Yeah,
I
like
was
you
like,
talked to-
I didn't get one.
Yeah, you talk like there's a monk standing there, and he's like, "Don't go in there. There's wounded people or
That's
something."
right,
He's like, "You
that's
can't
right.
go any further." I'm
That's
like,
right.
"Oh, but I want the chest."
I want
want
goodies.
it.
That's the point of this.
I want
Number
their
go
insulin.
up.
Give me their insulin.
My insulin. Anyway, It's a joke from Simpsons. I feel like I say every time. Anyway, but yeah. So
We haven't slept since before Mihen, so I think the floor will do just fine for me, honestly.
yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But before we go, let's have a nice emotionally devastating scene before we go to sleep.
Okay.
Yes. So, is there anybody outside of Djose Temple for y'all?
Yes. There's someone who's kind of sitting down next to like directly next to it.
Now,
Well,
I don't.
Let's get the good news first, which I guess would be Curtis's interaction, right?
Okay, here we go.
Okay, maybe let's do
Hold
the bad
on.
one
Let's
first.
decide. So, deciding whose
Timeline?
which we should do first. On a scale of 1 to 10, how emotionally devastating is yours?
Extremely.
Okay, so is mine. Okay, well, okay.
I feel like
Chicken tonight.
yours, Curtis. Yeah, I feel like Curtis's is even worse
Sure.
than what the three of us have.
Okay. So we'll start, I guess, and we'll go.
I was gonna say,
the
we
most
should do-
devastating next.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's
Yeah.
do the worst one second, whichever
Yeah.
one that
Oh
is.
boy.
Okay. Do one of you guys want to take it away?
Oh wait, so we're doing the
Yeah.
the
So we see
the
Gata. We see
Yeah.
Gata. He's like not in like a fetal position. He's just kind of sitting and
He's
like completely
slumped,
slumped and
collapsed.
like just like really distraught.
Oh, it's a doozy.
You know, I didn't say it before, but when we saw him on the beach after Operation Mihan, I mean, not in my game, but in y'all's game, he was doing a Slav squat pretty much.
Yeah, he's not doing one
He's not,
now.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, he's been traumatized, but yeah, Waka runs over to him, I think, right?
Yeah.
Luzu, he's...
Where is he?
I found him, but he was torn in half.
Ugh, torn in
And
half.
he just starts sobbing.
Yeah, and Waka goes, "That idiot."
Oh, that's rough, dude. The fucking idea that he's torn in half.
So
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
brutal.
like fucking Chapu was what just crushed or whatever.
Yeah, crushed and left
Yeah.
on the shore.
And then Gata like has his knees up to his face and he's just like holding himself and just like
He's like,
curling up in a ball like while sitting up, and he says, What do I do now? Like, I can't do this. I'm going back to Besaid.
It's bummer.
Yeah.
So
Is
that's
that it?
Yeah, and
that's
then-
where we
and
find
then-
out Luzu didn't make it.
Yeah, he got literally torn in half.
Oh, that's fucked up. Okay,
Yeah.
are
To
you ready
shreds,
for
you
another
say.
fucked up one?
Oh yeah.
To
So-
shreds, you say.
How's his wife holding up? To shreds, you say.
All right, so my game, because Gata died during Operation Mihan, for me, Luzu's standing here instead.
Oh, you got the good ending.
So, yeah, good ending. And in mine, so I walk up, and it shows Luzu, and Luzu's like, you know how he has like a gentle atmosphere about him? He has like even more of a gentle atmosphere here, whatever. He's very, very calm. And he just says,
Hey,
and just like the first thing he just goes, hey. And then there's like a pause, and he goes,
It's like a dating sim. Hey.
yeah, it kind of is like that. That's how he says it. And he goes,
Gata, he's dead. He was a good fighter. He just wasn't lucky enough.
and then there's a couple seconds of silence, and then the screen starts fucking shaking and going berserk, and Luzu starts like punching the ground and jumping around and just screaming like he's
Holy
frenzied.
shit.
And he's like screaming super fast, right? He's just like, oh, god damn it, he was young. He pushed his luck.
What was he thinking going up there in the front lines like that? He should have stayed back with command. Damn it! Damn it all!
And like he is freaking out. Like the camera's like flipping around and doing all kinds of
Yeah,
weird
he's
stuff.
always
and-
been real cool-headed.
Yeah,
since we
to
met
see him like freak out like this. And Waka runs up and says, Luzu, knock it off. And Luzu like screams at Waka and goes, you don't know what it's like. And Waka like walks up to him, and Luzu grabs Waka, and Waka just like calmly says, I do know what it's like.
Yeah.
And like Luzu calms down a little bit and he goes, I'm sorry. And then like Waka has like such a good delivery of this line right here.
Why don't you go home now? To be safe. Take it easy a while. Rest, yeah?
Like very like
Yeah.
caring. And Luzu's like, rest. And Waka goes, you need some R&R. You're hurt, yeah? And Luzu's like, I guess so. And Waka just goes, get better. I can't beat you up when you're depressed. And Luzu's just like, oh yeah, right. And walks away. And like after I watched that, I was like, holy shit, that was fucking intense as fuck.
Yeah, that's
like-
a real bummer.
I loved Waka's fucking delivery and lines there, though. I was like, that is like an incredibly caring thing. I was like, oh, this is very emotional right now. Like,
I feel like as far as headcanon goes, that one makes more sense. Just because it's the duality of Waka's delivery with Gata versus Luzu. Because
Yeah.
with like Gata, he's just like, Luz is dead. Huh. That baka. And then with like Luzu, he's just like, I know where you are right now. I know where your headspace is at. You have to get out of it. You have to get home. Like it's incredibly wholesome.
Yeah, very much so. It's a very well written scene.
Yeah,
and also I guess it kind of ties up the kind of Waka Luzu kind of. I guess if there was a like conflict between them, this is like the final pin. It was like because Luzu recruited Chapu.
Right.
And so he feels responsible, and like now is like this to him. This probably maybe feels like karma or something like that.
Yeah, maybe so.
Somebody he felt protective of. It's big. It feels very poetic in a very tragic way.
Luzu is making his way back to Besaid, and he's like, if only Waka gave Agata his brother's sword, goddammit, then we wouldn't be in this mess.
But so now that I'm all like good and traumatized, you guys want to go back to that inn and sleep on the floor?
Yeah, let's sleep on the floor.
I'm ready. So we are now inside the Temple of Djose.
Are we?
Yeah,
that's quick.
Unless you decided to turn around and go back and get that Albed primer, like I did during break.
Ooh.
It is hidden behind a stalagmite.
Oh,
or tight. I forget which it is.
Might
I
might reach the ceiling.
Tights on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so might. There's a stalagmite, and when you run past it, the perspective changes a little bit. You see the Albed primer number 11, I think, and it's G equals K.
That's online only.
Garl Kerm.
That's the coffee shop I used to work at. Good karma. Hey. So we're in the temple now, and like, I think we described when we went into Kilika's temple that like the interior room of the temples are all very similar.
All temples is the same.
All temples is the same, except this one is just fucking has electricity arcs shooting fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
It looks real safe.
This is not Machina energy. This is just
Yevon energy, yeah.
Yeah. Or, do Machina run on electricity or are they magic?
I thought it was the other way around.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. Because electricity can't be illegal or against
Can to the Amish.
Yeah, how much electricity can you finagle with before it's no longer natural? It's like this organic electricity, organically sourced electricity.
Well, anyway, let's just say that this temple is not OSHA compliant.
Yeah, there's hella lightning.
This would make Tesla blush.
Yeah, so like it has a general layout. There's like 4 fucking Tesla coil ass orbs on pillars just sitting in the middle of this one, just fucking firing lightning out of them. And after everybody walks in, everybody kind of advances into the temple, and Auron stays back and leans against the doorway. And
cool.
So cool. And if you talk to him, he says,
"So you're a champion of Yevon now, Braska?"
Because I guess he's like looking at the statues that are in the temples, right?
Yeah.
Because there's like the 4 summoners who have defeated Sin who are there. And then like, I guess this one, like the other ones, have the giant statues of Unileska and...
Titus Eska.
What's the guy? Yeah, Seymour was like, "Oh, take me to be your whatever." Just as Unileska, Zayon, Lord Zayon.
Lord Zayon.
I didn't look it up. I just want y'all to know. I opened my cell phone as 2 to look it up, but did not see it. It just came to me. Anyway, yeah, where Seymour is like, "Oh, take me to be your Lord Zayon to Unileska or whatever." You know, blah, 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 blah. He's being weird and manipulative. Anyway,
okay.
So there's the 4 summoner statues. There's the 2 giant ones of Zayon and Unileska. And there's a fucking shit ton of lightning. And yeah, Auron sees that statue, and I think he's just like kind of indignant about his friend Braska being like a pillar of Yevon, now knowing what he knows about Yevon's inner workings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like maybe kind of like a disgrace to what he actually stood for or something, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But on our way in, somebody is walking down the stairs going to the cloister.
Yeah.
Right? And it is not Donna.
No, it's 3 someones.
It is.
It's a different summoner, and our party kind of meets his party, and he says, "I beg your pardon."
Do not go in there.
He says,
"I beg your pardon, but may I ask your name?"
I am Summoner Yuna, from the Isle of Besaid.
As I thought.
"The daughter of Lord Braska, you have the look of your father." And Yuna says, "My father? You knew him?" And he says, "No, I have never met the man. My apologies. I am Isaru."
Isaru.
Isaru.
Yeah, I like him. Isaru's cool. He has like a fucking like
Man bun.
Thick, yeah, it has like a ponytail and like a thick ass like samurai jacket on.
He's got like an Ariana Grande high ponytail going on.
Yeah. Yeah, which I like. Well, I guess like we'll continue with the dialogue and we'll talk about him.
Yeah,
but sorry.
Yeah, you can take it away. If you
Okay. Isaru says, "I am a summoner like you," and then he has 2 guardians with him, like a little child and then like somebody who's about his height, but also is like kind of looks like a crusader, I guess. He's like armored out. He has one pauldron and then like a nipple pauldron.
Yeah.
It's like a single breastplate or whatever. Like it's like only covering one side. I guess it's covering his heart. Wait, is your heart on your left or your right?
Left, I think.
Oh, then he is well prepared. Okay, good. I was going to say, if he had it on the other side, I'd be like, oh, you silly fool. Anyway, the guardians near him introduce themselves. The little kid says, "I'm Passe. Pleased to meet you."
Is it Passe or Pake?
I'm Passe.
Passe.
Mbasa.
Mufasa. And the other one is Maroda. The one with the pauldron and breastplate is Maroda.
Yeah.
Maroda says, "I'm guarding my big brother here." And so, yeah, so all 3 of these are brothers.
Yeah.
So they're like, which I love that. So, like, there's like, Yuna has the giant group of guardians from all fucking walks of life, right?
Yeah.
She has like everybody you can imagine, like people of different species. And then like
She's squadding.
Yeah,
Squad
she is
deep.
good. Yeah. Yuna has squad guardians. Donna has only one guardian, but they're
Her hubby.
lovers. Yeah. And then like Isaru has like a bros thing going on where they're like 3 bros having a great time touring the world.
Hell
like
yeah.
and I love that like all the summoners have a different vibe to them, like with their guardians. Like they're all like a different type of thing going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that.
In my head, I can't help but hear Secret Tunnel when you said Donna and her guarded the 2 lovers.
Yo, hell yeah. Secret tunnel.
2 lovers. Through the mountain. Mushroom Rock Mountain.
Speaking of Avatar: The Last Airbender, as the scene's going on, we can see like the statuary of the different summoners and stuff.
Yeah.
And those little like Momo lemur creatures, like the
Yeah,
monkeys,
yeah.
are like climbing around and just vibing in the background.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
very fun.
It probably smells horrible in here.
Oh yeah. And I was thinking about it too. I'm like, wow, these animals are just like running all over the place, and you would think
Sorry
that's
for all
like
the poop jokes.
you would think that that's like kind of disrespectful, like given that this is like a temple and stuff. But then I think there's also like shrines in Japan
Oh, yeah.
where there's just like wildlife around there. Like I
Yeah.
know there's a famous one where there's just deer everywhere, and like they have things set up so that you can feed the deer and stuff.
There are
Yeah.
definitely monkey temples
Yeah, exactly.
in India or
And I think cat ones as well.
Yeah, and in Sekiro there's one.
and rat ones. Sekiro's canon.
Yeah. Isaru says, "Since I was a child, I've always looked up to Lord Braska. I wish I would someday become a high summoner like he was. You must have some of your father's talent in you. I believe you might someday defeat Sin."
Hell yeah.
Like, oh, good summoner. Finally,
Yeah.
like we've met like an asshole one, but like
You
now
got
he's
the
a nice
asshole
one.
You get the one who's like, you have a lot to learn.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
She's more like the kind of the senpai summoner. This is
yeah.
more
Yeah.
like the bro summoner.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say it's like Pokemon tropes where the like Donna is like Gary being like smell you
Yeah.
later and is like an asshole to you, and then like this one is like Hop or whatever.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
later Pokemon games where they have
Yeah.
like the friend who's your rival.
Right, yeah. And Yuna says, I'm not really, I've only just become a summoner. And Isaru says, of course, I have no intention of losing either, so perhaps we should race to see who can defeat Sin first, no? And she says, very well, then I accept your challenge. So, like, they're having, like, a friendly rivalry kind
Yeah.
of thing. So, like, kind of making a game of it, which, like, I can understand, like, it's a very morbid task that they're both having to do. Like,
Shouldn't they like work together?
I
Yeah,
wonder.
That's a good point.
I mean,
I
could,
assume there's probably some reason why they couldn't. Like
maybe.
they have to go on the journey themselves or some reason, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not viable for the leaderboard of defeating Sin if you have a co-op partner unless you're running like 2-player co-op mode.
Yeah, I think it has something to do with the specific Yevon's teachings along it, where it's like, you know, a summoner must travel with a party, solo summoner kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
we haven't ever seen anybody like, oh yeah, we're a group of summoners and we're just kind of protecting each other. You know,
That is it. That would be an interesting turn,
Yeah.
though.
And
Yeah.
we know they all have the same
One master, one apprentice.
but which one is the master and which one is the apprentice? But we know that they all have the same summons because when we fought Bergamine
Yeah,
or whatever her
yeah.
name is,
Belgiamine?
Yeah, whatever it was.
Burger King.
Burger King.
She also had Ifrit, and it was like, oh, the Ifrits could be like completely different or whatever. So,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yo, so is there only one Ifrit, or is it just the Ifrit that she's like the same Ifrit that she's now?
I think that there's only one Ifrit, but the strength of Ifrit depends on the summoner.
I just think it'd be funny, like you're trying to summon, like sorry, they're like you get a busy tone.
Oh yeah, no, you're like ready to fight Sin, and you're like final Aeon, but somebody's already like taking it out. You're like,
Someone's fighting like a Marlboro or something. They're
Yeah,
just like
somewhere.
It's like right when I hit checkout with the fucking switch in the cart.
Yeah, somebody's already grabbed it. Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh man.
Or you meet the one summoner that soft resetted 2,000 times to get the blue Ifrit.
they're like, damn it has a docile nature. My EVs are gonna be all fucked up.
Yeah, but during some of this conversation, Maroda and Pace have been like walking to the door, and they're like, Isaru, and he goes, oh yeah, Yuna, I beg your leave. Good luck to both of us. And she says, ah yes, and lets them by. Basically, like Pace just kind of stands there, like, because he's a kid, he doesn't get it, and they're like, Pace, we're leaving, and he's like, oh shit, okay, yeah, like he didn't get it. So I liked it, like they have a bit of like clownishness to them as well. Like they seem to be more serious. Like they're a unit. They're three brothers. They're doing a thing, but
they're still brothers.
But they're still brothers. Yeah, they probably have a podcast where they're three brothers talking about comedy, and they take other people's problems and questions, and on the Max Fun Network. They probably have something like that.
Maybe one of them.
My summoner and me. Oh, whatever.
So like we were saying, the layout of this temple is very similar to the other one. So it also has like the two rooms in the back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the back rooms are. I mean, there's shit going on back there.
Yeah, the nun's chamber and the priest chamber or whatever.
There's wounded in both of these rooms from Operation Mihin, and like one of them, literally, if you go talk to the person on the floor, it just says "Rest in peace."
Yeah.
So
there's some really sad dialogue too of someone who's just like laying on the floor, and he says, "My chocobo, oh chocobo," and then he says, "Quay, quay." Sing again for me, Quay, Quay.
Oh,
my angel of music.
Yeah.
There is, so in one of the rooms, there's a man in green and a man in red. This is the one who says,
"It's a me.
Rest in peace." Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Mario and Luigi. The guy in red on the floor is the one where if you talk to him, it says "Rest in peace," and the one in green says, "The captain saved my life and got hurt. I'm so worthless."
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just go ahead and say it now or whatever. Once we leave, if we come back here, that man in green is standing over the man in red in a bed, and that's his captain.
Oh.
And so his captain is dead, and he's like, oh my god, my captain gave his life for me to live, or whatever.
Yeah.
So like, that's a real rough scene.
Yeah, some survivor's guilt going on.
Yeah, right. And again, a lot more of the monks are like, we're gonna take care of these people as best we can. But there are people dying.
There's in I think the priest's chamber, there's a treasure chest that when you go and open it, you get a mega phoenix. And then if you talk to the priest who's standing directly next to it, he says, "We're all out of healing potions. Even so, more wounded men are being brought here." And I was like, well, I feel shitty about taking that mega potion.
Draining the cabins.
Yeah.
But also, isn't there an inn that's selling healing items just outside the temple?
Yeah. You just go buy some from the tent. It's fine.
Yeah, here, use this 4,000 gil I found outside. No biggie.
Yeah.
Universal potions now.
Yeah, seriously.
But there is the thing of like, they're running out of supplies, but more and more wounded are showing up. So there's like this kind of like desperation going on here with these people. And in the meantime, we're going to go pray inside the temple or whatever. And as we're getting ready to go up to the stairs and to the cloister of trials, Isaru comes back and says, "Hey, you," and like talking to Titus.
You are Yuna's guardian, no? Moroda's heard a curious rumor. I thought you should know.
And Maroda says, "I heard it from those crusaders. Seems that summoners have been going out on pilgrimage and just disappearing." And Isaru says, "It could be just the fiends that got them, but not so many so quickly." And Maroda says, "Sorry, I don't know more, but watch your back. Ain't much of a future for a guardian without a summoner, huh?"
Yeah.
And Pase's like, What are y'all talking about?" Maroda's like, we're talking about doing your job as a guardian. And so like they're kind of like, you know, they're giving Pase shit. And he's like, hey, I'm doing good, right? And he says here, big brother, talking to Isaru.
Yeah.
So that's where we learned that they are brothers.
Yeah, and Isaru like looks down at him and like nods and stuff. And he's like, yeah, you're doing great, buddy. Like, he doesn't say that, but it's like implied by his like body language.
Yeah, and he tells us to be careful.
Yeah.
Summoners are disappearing left and right.
Curious.
A summoner eater, maybe.
A summoner eater. It's the other half of the lost number from 7 or whatever. Where I was like, yeah, it looks like the purple half of the lost number. There's like the red half is eating summoners.
Good thing we have Elma and Lucille just outside.
Yeah, Lucille's gonna take care of that one. They're like, it's like Ikaruga, only the opposite color can fight the one.
Yo, Ikaruga is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh man,
I want to get really good at that game, but I don't think I have the brain for it.
But yeah, so I'm ready to go into this temple, baby.
Hell yeah.
The cloister.
The cloister. Ninnyz, what do you think about this cloister?
It's overcomplicated for what it needs to be.
Fuck yeah, it is.
I tried so hard to be like, all right, I know this is in my brain. I know how to solve this without looking up a guide. I did everything, got the destruction sphere, and then I was just like, I tried every sphere like hole, and I was like, GameFAQs.com.
Yeah.
Yep. I did the exact same thing because there's been so many times where I've like solved everything in the cloister, and I was like, okay, cool. I guess it's in the next room that I have to use the destructions.
Then you walk
and then
into
it's
the
just
next
like cutscene, like no save sphere, like, and I was just like, fuck. So I was like, I don't want to do that again. I'm gonna try every single sphere and get it. And like, I even like went like to the furthest thing away that we'll like talk about a little more in depth, where you have to like jump across something and put it there. And I was like, well, where the fuck does it want me to go? And then it's just like the first thing I saw was like, take the lift up and then use the destruction sphere in the next. And I was like, God damn it.
The first time that they introduced like a secondary room, and you're just like, why are you like this?
Yeah.
I will say, so like, my issue with this one, and again, many of the other ones, I think I say it every time we do these, is that they don't have like, there's not a sense of the game establishing the rules of a puzzle and then you feeling like you've accomplished something by using those rules in a logical way. It really is just trial and error.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, so like
cloister of trial and error.
Yeah.
A test of patience, mostly.
Yeah, it really is.
And it's like, I really like from like a puzzle mechanic level of like, oh, you can only hold one of the spheres at, you know, because it's like the thing with like the sheep, the fox, and the hay or whatever, and you got to think of it like that. But then it's like, when you get to a point where you've already solved it and you're like just trying to like run back and you're like, oh, okay, now I need to run back to the first room where there's 2 things.
Yeah.
Put it in. It's like, I already solved this. I already know what I'm doing. Like,
right.
But I have to like just run back and forth needlessly. Like, you're not getting encounters, so it's not a huge deal, but it's kind of a time sink.
On the plus side, the music whips.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the music
very good.
in here is really good. I think it's the same one, right? That we've heard in the other. Yeah.
There's only one cloister theme, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only thing that actually changes is the hymn of the Fayth is different for every temple, correct?
Yeah, right.
Or once we get to the final room.
Yeah,
right. For the wherever Yuna went.
Yeah, the one before the Chamber of the Faith.
Yeah, the one where she gets to the squat rack.
Yeah, she's just going in there and working out. That's why she comes out looking. Da, 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 da. She comes out doing the John Cena hand, like
fucking Jules is there.
So all right, Djose Temple, Cloister of Trials, obviously bunch of bullshit themed around electricity, kind of.
Yeah.
And again, like, I feel like those, like, the themes are very, like, surface level. Like, there's not actually anything about electricity in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if there was, like, if you stand too close or if you electrify water or something.
So there's, like, one thing, you have to electrify one of the spheres.
You make it spicier.
But
you make a spicier
You make it
sphere.
glow more. And then, like, and I saw that, and, like, so in order to do that, there's like one of those pillars that we have to push, and you have to put a sphere on there after like putting some other spheres to connect like the circuitry to have it like charge up with lightning. And then you put a sphere on the pillar, you push it underneath it, and then I think you have to like, I couldn't figure this out because I was like, oh, I thought that would do something, and nothing happened.
Yeah, I pushed it in and automatically it started charging.
Yeah,
right.
so it didn't do that for me.
I put it in and then pushed it. Yeah, and then it charged it. But yeah, the first room...
So I was going to say, let's get a better idea of what this place looks like.
So in the first room, there's just a gate with 2 sockets in it, and on your left and right there's 2 orbs. And pretty much this is pretty simple. You take the 2 orbs, put it in the door.
Yeah, and all the orbs here are Djose orbs. I don't think there are different kinds here.
No, it's just
there's
Djose,
no glyphs,
yeah.
Which means there's no secrets.
There is
as
a
far
glyph.
as I know.
There's a couple glyphs, but they're not.
Are there glyph ones here?
I think this is the only cloister that literally has no glyph spheres.
Right,
It's
right.
just Djose and
One
destruction.
destruction sphere. Yeah.
Yeah.
But after this thankfully this first floor is the hardest because everything I was like, okay, I got it. But
Yeah.
Yeah, the door leads to a hallway.
There's a hallway. You see I think.
So after you walk through the hallway, you come to like a larger room, right? And the room kind of spans from left to right.
Yep.
And on the floor, importantly, is the symbol of Yevon.
Yeah.
Right.
And like when we open this door,
Is it just the circle part of it that's illuminated at first? Or
Yeah,
something like
only a couple parts of it are illuminated. at
yeah.
first.
So like when we put the spheres in the door and it opens up, you can actually see like a path that like the spheres like light up and like follow down the hallway into that into that like circle part of the Yevon
Right.
symbol.
What do you call that on a circuit board? A track.
But yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
I forget the whole thing.
Yeah, but I mean, actually, it's kind of similar in that way. Like this Yevon symbol on the ground, and each piece of the Yevon symbol. Like if you could imagine like the Yevon symbol as a body almost. There's like the body portion, the head portion, 2 arms, and an eye in the middle.
Yeah.
And each one of those has like a line coming out from it, like a track. And each of those tracks go to some
A socket or something.
socket somewhere in this dungeon. And so the idea is you want to get Djose spheres in all sockets to light this thing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other components to this room are in the middle of that symbol is a pillar. There's another set of double doors in front of us with sockets on both sides of the door. On the left is one of those reset buttons that I'll never forgive for the Kilika puzzle. And on the right, there's a upside down pillar that's like it's a stalactite, a pillar tight. And it has a couple more sockets over there. And so like the order of operations here is very weird. Like it's very odd.
First, through trial and error, I found out that there's the 2 on the right wall, which creates, as we mentioned, a circuit from I guess a glyph on the wall that creates a super. It charges the pillar on the ceiling.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then you push the pillar either.
Yeah, you push the pillar on the ground
under it, and when there is a sphere in that bottom pillar, it'll charge up the Djose sphere.
Yeah, and you'll get
now
like a super Djose
You'll
sphere.
see that because it has sparks coming off of it. It's a little extra glowy.
Yeah, it's a little more glowy and it
a
has,
little
like,
more Kamehameha wave.
And what we discover is that there's the door that is closed actually can now open if you put the supercharged one in the slot to the right of that.
Correct.
Yeah.
And like only in the one to the right of it, not the one to the left of it.
The left of it charges the circle, the eye outline.
Yeah.
Oh, are they not connected together?
The one on the
oh, you're right. There is a line going to it. My mistake.
The one on the left charges the circle portion of the glyph.
You're right.
But once we open that door, we see there is a floorless room that is just filled with electricity.
Yeah, back behind there. Yeah, it's just a pit.
And I'm just like, okay, now what?
Yeah. and we can kind of see that there's like non-glowing tracks. So like we have to do something in that room, but there's no like sphere that we can place that we can see.
Yeah, right.
So like
this is where I got stumped.
Yeah, this is like extremely trial and error at this point.
So by a complete trial mistake, I did push the pillar into the void, but with one orb in it. And nothing, and it's just boo, and then like, all right.
And you just lose your pillar, and you have to reset.
Yeah.
Well, it just resets the pillar, thankfully, not the whole puzzle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah. So what I guess you're supposed to do is put 2 weak Djose orbs in, which means you have to go back to the first room.
Yeah.
To make
and
sure
run up and down that hallway. Yeah.
You can't double fist them.
Yeah, right.
And put them on the pillar, and then push the pillar into the void, and it'll just float.
Yeah, then it
very obvious, very easy to figure out.
Yeah, right.
And then it floats, and then you jump across, and there's another.
Yeah, and even after that, you have to
spot,
know that you need to jump across.
Jumping
it.
across is not a very obvious action.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no prompt. I'm just button mashing until he just would.
Yeah, you just like walk forward up to it, and then I think it automatically jumps you across.
The only time he's ever jumped like that is when he was saving that girl at Kilika. I think.
Yeah.
That's like the only time he's ever.
Yeah,
done
that's
that
the other thing. Is like we'd have no reason to believe that that's an action that we can do.
It's like there's an orb. There's a pillar that we push around, just floating in the middle of the room. It doesn't not platform shaped. If it was platform shaped, it would make more sense.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, back there's another Djose sphere. And with that one, if we reset the pillars, so we get those back, we now have enough spheres that we can put them in all the different locations to make the symbol of Yevon light up.
Right.
Yeah.
So we got the 2 in the first room.
The first room need to be
2 in the
done.
first room, one in the left wall, and then 1 in the back of this electrified room.
Right.
And now we got the whole symbol glowed up.
Yep.
Yeah, so what you end up having to do is you have to grab the one
Glow up 2020.
You have to grab the one sphere to like close the door, I think, don't you?
Oh yeah.
And then
you
you have
actually
to
have
put
to
that
take the
somewhere to
supercharged
complete-
sphere out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the door actually has to be closed. There's not enough spheres to keep that door open and to do the
And
symbol.
then when it's all glowed up, you can walk over to where the reset button is, and now there's a glyph on the wall that you can touch, and it reveals a destruction sphere.
Correct.
Oh, I didn't miss that one.
Yeah.
Well, how about that?
Yeah.
But when either way, when the glyph is enabled, there's now like an elevator lift, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can go up that lift.
If you have the pillar right in the middle when the elevator thing appears, the pillar just disappears.
Really? Yeah, so now we can go up to the second floor of it. There's another quote unquote puzzle up here, I guess.
The only thing that was tricky for me is that because of the camera angle, I only saw 3.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's
it's
a room.
perspective puzzle.
There's a room with 5 pillars in it up here on the second floor.
They're just completely around the room.
And
Nothing tricky.
Yeah, and the trick of it is that you just can't see 2 of them because of the camera angle.
It's like you have
What
to.
amazing puzzle design.
So it's kind of like that where like if you actually pay attention to when you push the pillar in, which is just walking up to it and like, you know, holding the direction that you're going, it pushes in and then the perspective kind of changes a bit and shows you it going in and starting the electricity. So when you do that on the 2 side ones, like not the one that's straight ahead, you'll actually see the other like pillars, but it's blocked from your like stationary camera view.
Right.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it's very strange.
But yeah, this one you just have to push all 5 pillars and then it just supercharges the ceiling. Easy.
Easy.
And then you use the destruction sphere in that room somewhere. And
So once you push all 5 of them in, it blows a portion of the wall, or I mean, it raises it, I guess.
It raises a door,
and you can see stairs, and it manifests a pillar. In the center of the room, and you can put the destruction sphere in that pillar.
I was wondering what that one was about.
Yeah, and then when you put that in the pillar, it blows up a wall, and then you get a magic sphere in there.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we can use this destruction sphere on, or is that it?
That's it.
Yeah, and it's like a completely separate room that we have no like reason to believe exists. So like that's why I was just like, okay, I'm gonna look it up, and then I looked it up, and I was like, okay, I don't feel dumb. I don't feel bad that I didn't like. That I looked this up. Like not great puzzle design.
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10.
Yeah,
it's not amazing.
Too much electricity.
Snoozers.
What do you think, Ninnyz? I feel like we have talked over you. What's going on?
The only thing that I did want to talk about is I don't know if you guys have addressed this, but what's with the weird eye that pops up whenever you open up the destruction sphere chest?
Oh, I don't
Is it
even
the
know.
Eye of Yevon or something like that?
Yeah, it's like when you open up the chest, like when sometimes it's hidden by the item that you get, but there's an eye behind it.
I see what you're saying.
Oh yeah, I kind of see that. Yeah,
it's like a little glyph pops up.
Yeah, it's been on every single chest that you guys have been picking up.
Oh my god. Okay, I don't know. I have a theory, but I can't say it out loud because of spoilies.
Yeah, I think it has something to do with me talking about missing one of these chests.
It definitely does. Because there is definitely a thing that comes together with the destruction spheres at the end.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring up what it's for, but I mean, you're not wrong.
Do you know is that symbol associated with that?
Yes.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh my god, Ninnyz. How'd you know that? Yeah, good eye.
This is gonna be our first flashback.
Yeah.
We're coming back to this moment.
Tons and tons of hours of playing this. I think when I first bought Final Fantasy X, since it was my first JRPG and I was a little bit intimidated, I also bought the strategy guide along with it, which was like 200 pages thick and heavy. And so like I did everything. Like I got all the crests, the ultimate weapons, the other side of the crest that you need to have.
Yeah.
I did all of that, and then of course, got the stuff that this is for, and that place is decorated with that symbol.
Wow. Oh man, I'm like mind blown right now. It's funny that like the listener is not allowed to know what I'm mind blown about until later.
If you want, I could be a little bit more coy about it. So I could just say it's like, hey, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but every single time we've been opening up those destruction sphere chests, we've been seeing this weird eye glyph.
The eyes have it.
It's probably nothing.
Anyway,
Probably a glitch.
yeah.
There's a debug eye.
If I knew about all of this prior to this, I would be like, oh yeah, no, we don't have that in the Switch version, Ninnyz. I don't know what you're talking about. My uncle works at Square Enix and said that you're wrong.
Yeah, so the other entrance that opened up because of us pushing those pillars around was up some stairs. And if we go up the stairs, we are now in the room, the foyer, if you will, before
And our party's already there.
Yeah, our party's already there.
They're always right ahead.
Always
of
a
us.
step ahead, yeah.
Yeah, they already solved all this stuff, and Titus just running around by himself. Speaking of which, I used that magic sphere and put it on Lulu's grid because I think
Slap it right on there.
she's like the only one who's really benefiting from magic damage to me. So I was like, yeah, may as well.
I don't think is it magic damage? I thought it was MP.
Is it?
Because I gave the MP sphere to Aaron.
Oh, well, it's a magic sphere, is what it's called.
Nice catch, Curtis. I saw you almost drop your Switch.
I did almost drop my Switch. Somebody look up what Magic Sphere does.
There was an MP sphere earlier that I also used, I think on Lulu.
Okay, then I guess I confused it all.
I might have used it on Yuna because Lulu doesn't have as many open slots.
Oh, wait. Hey, you know what? I take that back. I haven't used it yet because I'm in the middle of getting Fira and Blazara and all that shit, and I don't have any open slots for a while. So never mind, but I'm going to use it on Lulu.
Yeah, I'm trying to save all mine for Lulu as well.
Yeah. Anyway, so we get into the room. Our party members are already here. I like that, like, Orange says, stop pacing around, be calm and wait. He's just like, chill the fuck out.
And this is another instance where, like, waiting is not how you progress the story.
I know, and, like,
I
literally
hate it.
everybody in the room is like, wait, pick a spot and wait. Lulu says, you should try to settle down. Yuna will be blamed if anything happens. Waka says, we wait here. And then we see Yuna walk into the room, right? Like, Kamari's kind of, like, guiding her up to the Chamber of the Fayth. She goes into the room. And as soon as she does, Donna comes in.
Donna.
Doesn't even solve her own fucking cloister puzzles. Just lets us do it and then walks behind us.
The Newman of the Final Fantasy X.
Newman. The Donna.
Enter hot dog and burger.
Yeah. She says,
Well, well, you again. Still traveling with quite the crowd, I see.
like, which is something that she would say to Yuna, but Yuna's not in the room right now.
Yeah. It's like, we are the crowd. What are you
Yeah,
talking
who are you talking to?
It's like she's saying it loud enough just to burn her as she enters.
Yeah, she's like, hey, you're dumb. And then, like, I like to, like, silently, without saying a word, Bartello walks up to Orin and, like, puts his arms on his fucking waist. Is that called arms akimbo?
Arms akimbo.
Oh my God,
in
arms
this case,
akimbo. That's incredible.
Yeah, and Donna's like, what is it, Barthelo? You know this riffraff.
He's got the most smug look on his face.
I know, like he's getting ready to square off with Orin.
Yeah. Ninnyz, do you want to tell us what happens here?
He's such a pouty
Yeah,
boy.
so he walks up and is like, you are Aaron, no? And Aaron with the classic comeback,
Yeah.
just
What of it?
Yeah, Aaron's fucking ready for his
hell
ass.
yeah.
He's like, oh, this is gonna be some shit. It's like the West Side Story, the two people like snapping and walking toward each other down the street.
he goes into like full fanboy status. Goes, can I shake your hand, Aaron? No, Sir Aaron.
You're the reason I became a guardian.
Ah, no.
And so Aaron, just super humble. He goes, and just offers his hand.
Yeah, no, I like that Aaron's willing to play along. He's like, oh, this guy like became a guardian because of me. All right, and he like sticks his hand out to shake his hand.
This is old hat to Aaron. He gets this all the time.
I know.
But
He's like very good at taking a compliment.
another really good detail that I like is Bartello like wipes his hand off before he shakes Aaron's hand, and he shakes it with like both hands. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You can tell he's like really excited.
I know,
It's
I know.
so good.
I know, I love it.
Like just a bunch of himbos, just like just so much mutual or not mutual respect, but like he's got so much like Aaron is the king of the himbos.
I know. Well, I just like it makes me like Orin again even more because I'm just like, oh, he's like not only is he like a super humble dude, but he like takes a compliment very well.
Yeah.
He sees what it means to Bartello,
Yeah.
and he's like, yeah, I'm willing to.
Yeah, and he's like, even though you're with like a total asshole, that's not, I'm not gonna let that reflect on you personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bartello goes, "Thank you, sir. This means so much to me."
Yeah, and Waka says to Donna,
Calling the personal guardian the Lord Braska riffraff?
and Lulu's like, and you call yourself a summoner.
Oh, it's so good.
Fucking God. Oh.
Donna finally got dunked on.
Does Donna play for the Generals? Because she keeps getting dunked on.
I wanted to ask though, Because last time we saw Donna and Bartello was at the gate, right before we went into the Miha or left the Miha.
Yeah, when they were fucking.
Yeah, but wasn't Oron there as well?
Oh, that's a good question. Bartello, he's not the smartest man.
Yeah.
It took him a minute to kind of, he was thinking about it like 3 days later, and he was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah, that was
what have I done? Oh, I'm never gonna get a chance
He's
to meet
looking
him."
through his Guardians like fan magazine
His
or whatever.
magazine, yeah.
Pro Guardian magazine.
I like Donna. Yeah, I like that Donna snaps at him.
Bartello, enough. Get back here.
He runs over there, and Titus just says, "Hang in there, buddy." Eh?
Yeah,
and like,
really good.
and we're allowed to walk around the room again. Like everybody's still waiting, but I like that Dono and Bartello are now waiting with us now because I guess it's like when you go into a porta potty, you switch it to occupied. It's like the chamber of the Fayth just says occupied, and Donna's like outside, like, come on.
It's like going up to a squat rack and you're like, "Yo, how many sets do you got? Like, how many more reps do you got?" And they're like, "Nah, I got 2 more sets, dude," and then it's all yours. And you're like, "Cool."
But yeah, you can talk to Bartello.
I love it. Oh, it's so good.
I swear, I'll never wash this hand again.
And she says, "Please touch me with that hand, and I'll remove it."
My favorite part about that is like when I saw him standing there like looking at his hand, I was like, "Oh, this is totally a moment where like he would say like, 'Oh, I'm never gonna wash this hand again,' if it was like a sitcom or something."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh my god, he fucking
actually says it. Yeah, it's so good.
Bartello is proof positive that you can meet your heroes.
Yeah. Sometimes it's okay to meet your heroes.
If they're cool as hell, like Arin.
I like Waka says it was quite the show, yeah. Not so good on the heart though. Kamari says pick a spot, shut up and wait, which is bad advice because that is not how you progress the story.
I like when you talk to him again though.
Oh yeah?
You grow stronger, but are still a pup.
You're still a pup, yeah.
I didn't get that. Nice.
Yeah, and Lulu says, "Now we wait. This is also a guardian's duty." Again, bad advice.
I know everybody's telling us just pick a spot, wait, just wait.
It's fucking
and
Link to pass all over again.
Arin, so
don't move, don't leave.
Yeah, don't move this out.
Yeah, to progress this, you have to go back the way you came, and then it will trigger the cutscene.
Right,
which
just like the last time.
Yeah, doesn't like. There's no reason to think that that's why. Especially when Arin is standing directly next to the thing that you need to move past, and he says, "Stop pacing around. Be calm and wait."
Yeah.
So yeah, I stood here for like a solid minute, like waiting around. I'm like, "Oh, this kind of sucks." I was
And
like,
you were this fucking game."
I was like, "This must suck in the speed run."
I mean, they probably should. God, in the remaster version, they really should just add like a waiting factor, just like in fucking Far Cry.
Yeah.
Or just like if you wait long enough, it fucking just like, all right, they actually did it.
Yeah.
You get an achievement.
Yeah, I don't know if Square Enix is brave enough to do what Earthbound did, where you literally have to wait 5 minutes.
I love that.
Oh, at the
waterfall.
waterfall?
It's where it's a full like you don't do anything. Set the controller down, walk away, take a break, literally just wait.
Yep.
That's how you get to the you go back to the undead asylum in Dark Souls.
Oh yeah. When you ball up,
Yeah, you turn into an egg.
I will say this. So if I'm looking at my screen right before as Titus walked out of the room, and it's like dimly lit, right? Like it's lit by some of those like little electricity orbs, but it's it's very much like any of the other cloisters. You know what I mean? We're like deep in the recess of a temple where it's lit by candles or fire or whatever, which I guess candles are fire lit, but whatever. Anyway, but as soon as it goes to the next scene, there is straight up sunlight streaming into the room. So I guess we've gone up the tower. And it was like nighttime or something, or
is it sunlight or is it like Yevon's holy light? Well,
I guess that depends on if you're a
really
true
makes
believer.
You think. The light is actually made by Machina.
It's the fleshlight.
Anyway. So Yuna comes out of the. It's later. It's like time goes forward. Yuna comes out of the chamber of the Fayth and does her thing where she kind of like keels over, and Kamari catches her. And as that's happening, Donna says, "You owe much to your father. All these guardians, and Sir Aron too. And I hear Maester Seymour is quite taken with you. The world must look different when you're the daughter of Lord Braska." Which, first of all, fuck you. But second of all, do not talk about Seymour around me. Do not. Seymour, I feel like Seymour is like the guy who's like running around being like, "I have a girlfriend now."
Yeah.
No, you don't.
She goes to a different temple.
And Yuna says, "This has nothing to do with my father. I am traveling on my own as a full-fledged summoner." And like Donna does like the foo hand where she like laughs into the back of her palm.
The Jessie from Team Rocket laugh.
Exactly, right. She says, "Oh, is that so? Then try standing on your own 2 legs for once. Your guardians won't be able to protect you when the time comes." And like,
it's hard standing on 2 legs.
I was gonna
got him. It made me think about what Maroda said earlier, where Maroda's like, "Yo, a bunch of summoners are disappearing," and then Donna's like, "They won't be able to protect you when the
it's like,
time
what do
comes."
you know, motherfucker?
Like, what do you know? What does that mean?
And like as this is happening, the rest of like Yuna's party walks up to her, and the screen starts fading to black. But I like that as it's fading to black, Waka just walks up to her and puts his hand on his head.
I know, yeah.
He's like, "Oh, jeez."
He's like, "Oh boy."
And now we have a new friend.
Oh, we have a new summon.
Hell yeah.
A new Aeon.
Oh yeah.
Did anybody rename this Aeon?
I did not, just because I know I will never remember this if I do.
Well, this is Ixion.
Ixion.
So a summon
that's another evolution.
Yeah. Yeah, Ixion, yeah, Umbreon, Jolteon, Ixion. Oh, I guess Ixion is Jolteon because
it's actually pronounced Ninnyz.
Oh.
Oh, IX. Thank you. Okay.
I thought Curtis was just pissed that I made that joke.
I was like, no, I'm going to get this. I named it Thixion with 2 X's instead of 2 C's. I was like, yeah. And I made the THIXX all caps and then like Ion lowercase.
That's so good.
So,
do you name yours Ninnyz?
No, I kept it as Ixion.
So Ixion's pretty dope. It's a fucking scary electric horse.
Oh, it's a horse. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, it's got like a fucking it's like electric unicorn.
Oh god, what a band name.
Yeah, it's a nice reference to like other Final Fantasies, like
13.
This type of enemy.
Yeah.
Well, how is 13 is after this?
Is it?
Right?
Yeah.
I know. I'm a Star Wars fan. Anything goes.
That makes sense. So they made 13. They were like, oh man, we skipped a couple of numbers. And they went back and they're like, we really got to hit this X one.
So I like that like Ixion. So Ixion is a horse. It has a mane that's standing straight up like in a mohawk. And it is gray. And its like hair is like white. And then it has like a unicorn horn, but the unicorn horn is fucking like crazy. It looks like a fucking like Ibanez headstock. Like it's like nuts
hell
looking.
yeah,
dude.
It kind of has the I don't know if you saw the Djose glyph, but it actually kind of has a little bit of the Djose glyph to it in the shape of his horn.
Really?
I think
interesting. Yeah, that's a good point.
If you think about it, if you really think about it.
It also has like a ruby hanging off of it. Oh, dude, look at it.
Is the golem gonna
Look
eat
at the
it?
fucking art for it. I'm on the internet right now, just like looking up shit or whatever. The art for it's so fucking badass. Look at this.
Damn.
Oh, like the concept art, the Nomura art or whatever.
Yeah.
Weird. It has like a horse head underneath, but like the way that the head is shaped looks like for some. I think just a hair is shaped. Looks like there's a head on top as well, but
kind of yeah.
I think it just looks like a very wintry horse.
This thing would be nuts at dressage or whatever the fuck.
Carl, you're on another level than me. You're making all these references to things I don't know.
I just heard dressage on another podcast recently. I think isn't it the fancy horse dancing thing?
Equine.
Equine
I can
aficionado.
I can say a horse word too. Shoes. Jousting?
Shoes.
Poseidon.
Now we're just free associating.
Anyway, it looks like a fucking jacked up poodle.
Secretariat. Yeah, I know. It has like a poodle tail. Its tail is like straight up in the air and has like a little poof on it. It's so good. It's cute.
Yeah, it's like a thundercloud.
Now, at this point in the game, we haven't really had the opportunity to use Ixion, but I will say that Ixion's thing, just like the other
next
Aeons,
week.
Yeah. But I will just go ahead and say now that Ixion's thing is that it has very low HP. Like it's very easy to kill, but it moves crazy fucking fast, which is great because all the summons we have right now are fucking slow shit.
Yeah. Much like real horses. Very low HP, but move very fast.
Very
Takes
easy.
one hit, you gotta take it out back and put it down.
Yeah, one hit, and it's the glue factory for Ixion.
Another horse fact. They're not measured by feet. They're not measured by feet. They're measured by hands.
Is that true?
That's 100% true.
You learn something new every day.
Give me 5 hands for a quarter, they'd say.
Yeah, are we left the temple now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it straight up goes to the next morning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it literally shows Titus walking out of the inn and like stretching.
Wait, did we hear the sleep music?
We
too?
did, yeah, and it does a little snore and everything.
Aww.
It's very cute.
It's very cute.
Very, very cute. Sleeping with all those like dying bodies.
Yeah.
And then we get another scene that does not progress until you try to leave, right?
Until you try to either go... No, yeah, until you try to leave. You're right. Actually went into the temple. But yeah, there's your party's hanging out outside.
You can go into the inn and get the treasure chest now, because that man isn't there preventing you from it, and it is the switch hitter, which is a strength build for Waka.
Okay, cool.
It's like a blitzball that has like...
Oh, does it have like +5 and 3 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get that. I didn't get that.
You can also buy it from a Waka later. Spoilers. So.
At exorbitant prices.
If you come out and talk to Lulu, she says, "No matter how dark the night, morning always comes, and our journey begins anew."
Sounds kind of deep, but it ain't.
Yeah. Well, I guess like in some ways, I would call Djose Temple maybe the closure to the Mihin section of the game. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Definitely.
I kind of feel like we ended that plot thread here.
Mihin or the High Hen.
Yeah, especially because there was a bit of dialogue in the Djose Temple saying that like this temple is renowned because of Lord Mihin, who was the one who started the Crusaders. So that's like kind of his home temple.
Right.
Yeah, it's like in an anime, this is like the Crusader arc.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Next will be the Frieza arc.
I was going to say next is the Majin Buu
arc. Waka says we're leaving once Yuna gets here. Auron says get ready for the journey ahead. I mean, you know, just stuff like that.
Yeah, if you try to leave, Waka will say that like in a little cutscene thing.
Yeah.
But then when you talk to him, it just says the same thing.
Oh, okay. I went into the temple and Luzu was there.
Oh, shit.
And there's a little scene with Luzu where he turns around and says, "Well, I suppose this is farewell." And Titus says, "Huh?" And he's like, I'm leaving. I'm going back to Besaid. I can't just stay here eating the temple's bread forever.
Yo, yes, you can. That's free bread, baby.
He says, "I'm one of the only Crusaders still here. You're leaving, I hear. Farewell. I hope that we'll meet again." And I was like, "Oh, Luzu, my man."
So the alternate scene is, so if you got Gata, like I guess we got him.
You got Gata.
You got Gata.
He said, "I'm going back to be said with Luzu gone." And then Titus was like, "Yeah, it'd be hard fighting alone, wouldn't it?" And Gata says, "Most of the other Crusaders have already left. I'll go soon." And then if you talk to him again, he says, "I heard you're leaving too. Good luck. I hope we meet again someday."
Yeah.
No talk about the free bread.
I do like the
He doesn't complain about free bread. He's young and doesn't very good his metabolism.
Yeah. I do like the
bread makes you fat.
Yeah. I think you were saying a couple episodes ago, Alex, how like Final Fantasy X does a good job of like feeling like this world exists outside of us.
Yeah.
Or whatever, like they take the time to make those changes and stuff. And like just seeing like Luzu and Gata's like story here that like they have their things going on and like their plans for the future. It really does feel that way where I'm like, oh yeah, these are real people. Like they have real wants and needs.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It makes the whole world feel like a living, breathing thing instead of just a thing that lurches forward every time you step forward.
Yeah. Right. So like, I don't know. I liked these scenes, this stuff with Luzu and Gata here. Yeah,
it's nice. So I think pretty much where we need to go is to like the nun's chamber or the priest chamber, which is where Yuna is sleeping. But in that room, there's also a guy just off to the left. And if you talk to him, it's that guy who was sad about his chocobo.
Yeah.
And all he says is, "Quay."
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's real bummed.
Why would you tell me that, Kyle?
Yeah, it's very sad.
Yeah, but Yuna's in one of the rooms, I guess in the nun's room.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's sleeping, and the nun there says she was working until dawn, healing the wounded and sending the fallen. And I was like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Like
healing and dancing.
And Titus says, "Okay, I guess I'll just let her sleep for now," which like, good guy Titus.
Yeah.
She deserves it. And
she's sneeping.
Yeah, she's sneeping. She's sneepy. And she just hears her name and wakes up and is just like, "Oh, good morning."
And she's like, "What? Morning?"
Yeah.
Wake up, sleepy boy.
Yeah. And Titus is like, "Oh, don't worry," because he's like going to let her go back to sleep. Like, "Yeah, you've been working really hard. Don't worry about it." And she goes, "But it's morning.
I gotta get to school.
I gotta get to school." She puts the fucking toast in her mouth and runs out the door.
"I'm so sorry. I'll get ready right away. Just a moment."
She like runs over to the drawers.
It's very comical. She's like running around frantically and moving really fast. It kind of reminded me of like, I feel like that happens a lot in Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of running around like that.
Oh,
from, like,
running around really fast.
Yeah,
to be comical.
From party members. Yeah, it's really good.
She does apologize a lot.
She does, like in general, but in this scene, like 4 times.
Yeah.
"I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry."
That classic anime trope of someone apologizing way too much when they don't need to.
Yeah. And like literally after that, we cut to outside and the party's standing there and Waka says, "Yo, sleepyhead." And she says, "Sorry, I'm so sorry." And she runs up to Auron specifically and says, "Please forgive me."
I can't remember. Do you guys have you ever watched The Venture Brothers? I think I've asked you like probably like
not
10 times
really,
on this
but-
podcast, but there's like the one like antagonist, the Monarch, who's
Yeah.
like the arch villain of like Dr. Venture and stuff. And in one of the episodes, he kidnaps Dr. Venture's son, and like he can't like do anything to hurt him because it's against like the rules of the Guild of Calamitous Intent. But like Hank Venture just wakes up and he's like in the Monarch's base, and he just like walks around and he like walks into the room where the Monarch is, and he goes, "Oh, hey, sleepyhead, wish I had your life sleeping all day."
He's a hostage.
Yeah, it says it to the hostage. It's so good.
Really, there's no rush. Here, your hair.
Waka is like, a summoner with bed hair. What's the world coming to?
Yeah, they're all like picking on her. She goes, "You could have woken me up." And Lulu says, "We called to you, but with all that snoring, like, fucking devastating."
Poor Yuna's like, oh, what is it today? Everyone's picking on me.
She's like, "I haven't even had my coffee yet, guys."
Yeah.
Another great line.
And then Oren's laughing too, right?
Yeah. Well, I like that, like, when that happens, all the party members have, like, a good anime laugh together, and the camera, like, swivels around, and I took a picture of it. One of the shots is just full fucking Waka. Like, the camera's
chest.
really close to him, and you just see, like, Waka's chest takes up the whole fucking screen.
Full frontal Waka.
You just get, like, his chest and, like, chin.
Yeah, it looks like he shaves. Like, he doesn't have, like, neck hair. He kind of does what I do. I'm kind of like fucking around with my beard right now for the listener.
But if he shaves, that means that he has like a blade in him at some point. So, and some of his blitz balls also have blades on them. So does he shave with the blitz ball?
He
that's
absolutely
right.
does.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
He just, he probably used to use Chapu's sword, but like it's going to start getting stubble as we start going forward. Titus.
He hands the Chapu sword to Titus. He's like, "Today I'm going to teach you how to shave like a man."
The shit Chapu.
The chick Chapu.
W blades.
But it kind of just like
Yeah. But wasn't there like a 4 times attack in materia as well? It's like 4 times blades. Like for the Chapu Quattro.
The chic Quattro materia.
Yeah, it's a Quadra. That was a Quadra.
Yeah, you gotta.
Chick Quadra.
You have to have
materia.
the golden chocobo to get that. But it kind of just like zooms in onto Aaron, and Yuna walks up to him and she says, "You too, Sir Aaron?" And he goes,
"Once Lady Yuna fixes her hair, we leave."
and he walks away.
Yeah, I know.
That's so great. You barely even hear Aaron's laugh because like everybody's laughing so loud at the camera, and you just hear.
Yeah.
Because he's always just so composed.
This is kind of mean though. Like she was just up all night, like basically dealing with like dead people.
Yeah,
and,
watching the
doing, like-
life come out of people's bodies.
Yeah, like pulling it from their bodies to make sure that they don't become horrible
Yeah.
fiends, while also like healing those who like didn't die. Like she had a rough night, and then the first thing she gets when she wakes up is all of her friends being like, "Haha,
You look
slept
tired."
late."
Yeah. But yeah, it's a very like cheesy anime scene.
It's cute though.
It is cute.
It's very cute. Yeah, I like this.
and
I
then-
don't like what Titus says here.
Oh, I kind of do.
I'm just like.
Tell me why. No, wait. First, you say it, like read it, and then tell me why.
So I think it's the narrator voice again, and he says, "I hadn't really laughed like that in a long time. It was only later that I realized the only one really laughing then was me. Laughing must have been the only thing keeping them going." So
How do you feel about it?
So is this a callback to like Kamari? Like we have to kind of pretend to be like all happy-go-lucky to kind of keep her going. And
yeah,
they're-
that might be.
They're just maybe just trying to like keep her mind off of like what she was doing all night and kind of lift her spirits in a way, in kind of a razzy way.
If that was the case, then I really do like that.
I'm gonna stroke my chin knowingly, and
Okay,
me and
'cause-
Ninnyz can feel superior here and be
'Cause
like,
when I read that, I was
they
like,
truly have nothing to laugh about.
Because I just remember like doing this and being like, "God fucking damn it, Titus! Not everything is about you." Like imagine like hanging out with
all these sheeple.
Like when we're all they're all phonies. Like just
okay.
imagine like all of us laughing and
What
me,
is that Paramore song?
me-
Fake Happy.
maybe.
Yeah, it's from the.
I'm
last
going to
song.
say a really close inside joke that unfortunately Curtis and I are only going to share for a little bit. But this line, it doesn't quite land. Not until, well, it just doesn't hit close to home.
Yes, I know what that means. I get everything about it. I got all the double entendres in there.
Well, me and
It's a
Alex.
sleeper.
It's a sleeper. Oh,
Me and Alex have our own joke, right, Alex?
Yes.
We're just not going to tell you guys.
Yeah, we have our own inside joke.
Yeah.
And a secret.
Not like I wanted to hear your joke anyway.
Yeah,
Babaka.
So Titus basically like, I'll just say this, right? Like Titus's thing is that like he's genuinely like having a good laugh at Yuna's expense. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, it's a funny joke. We're having a great time. Very anime. It's good, good scene, right? Not understanding maybe some of the implications of what's going on right now.
Okay.
That we'll find out later. But I went back into the temple because like
So I was right.
Because Final Fantasy X.
Yeah. So I did my due diligence. That's where I diligently do. And I heard one guy, I just thought it was a good line that he just says, many crusaders departed for the far plane last night. Right after he says, it's a quiet morning. And I was like, oh, that's rough. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, as we walk out.
We deployed our troops to heaven.
Going to heaven. Y'all want anything? On the way, I like that on the way out, like as we leave, we go back over those bridges that we went to get here, and we also see the Chocobo Knights departing as well.
Yeah.
So like, I like that they're just like running alongside with us for a good portion of the game. We're like, ooh, what are they up to? Where are they going?
I do like that though. Even if they like to run right by us.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you guys are leaving too. Cool. Like,
I know.
It's not like I love.
We're not on this journey alone. Like, there's a lot of.
I'm so used to. I mean, even in like the fucking Final Fantasy VII remake, there's just people standing in like a stationary position waiting for you to talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I kind of like that they added like extras that are they have their own thing going on and you can't talk to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes again like you're not the guy. Like,
Yeah. You're just
Not
a guy.
everything revolves around you, even though it does. Like it has the illusion that it doesn't, which is nice.
I think that's really nice.
Yeah. There is a guy kind of just standing on one of the bridges, and he says, you can't defeat sin with Machina. The summoners are our only hope. Yevon's teachings are the way. The Crusaders were fools for defying them. Here, take this. I don't need it anymore. And I think he is a Crusader, and he says, I don't need this anymore, and he gives you a halberd. Which is a weapon for Kimahri. But
So,
it's kind of cool. He's like, I'm not going to be fighting as a Crusader anymore. Here, I'm giving you this.
I think it's similar to the Crusader who's standing opposite him on the bridge, where he says he's going to give up being Crusader and become a guard for this temple.
Oh, yeah.
So
nice.
I feel like a lot of the Crusaders as like a thanks for the temple for taking them in and like saving their lives, or
They're going back to church, baby.
They're going back to church. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which, like, again, on the micro level, good for them, right? Like, at least they as individuals are having that.
Yeah, they're having some sort of like penitence, like you were saying earlier.
Right. And like even one of the monks says, should you need a place to recuperate, please return. You're always welcome here. So like, I feel like we're leaving on a good note here, which like there's very few areas that we leave on good notes. I feel like most of the times we've destroyed them.
Yeah.
Like when we leave and we're like, oh, good.
We bump into the Chocobo Knights again.
Yeah.
On our way out. They took a break.
Yep.
But yeah, Lucille says,
Off so early? Lady Yuna, you must be exhausted after working so hard last night. Will you be okay?
I like how Yuna's like, finally, someone who's like
I know.
saying it's early and that I deserve to sleep, unlike all of my asshole
love
friends.
your hair. It's like, yeah, but Yuna's like,
I feel that I have rested enough, but thank you for your kindness.
and Lucille says, yes, we first cross the Moonflow, and then we head north to the search of chocobos to replace those we have lost.
More chocobos.
Hell yeah.
Elma's like, once we find chocobos, our mounted forces will ride again. And Titus is like, huh? Are you missing someone? And Klasko's still like third wheeling it.
Yeah, he's like running up from off screen. He's like, Captain, wait for me. He runs up.
Elma is like, what took you so long? We're leaving.
They like literally were leaving without Klasko.
Yeah,
they were just like, fuck him. Yeah.
Do you think Klasko also has a thing for Lucille, but like it's obvious that she's not interested?
Yeah, she's into Elma.
I was gonna say if he knew anything about anything, he'd be into Elma.
But Klasko says, "You expect me to keep up with a chocobo? Like he's like, I can't run that fast."
That's so okay. More evidence for Lucille shipping Lucille with it, like Elma headcanon, right? He says, "Well, I can't keep up with the chocobo. That's why I'm so far behind."
Yeah.
But they only have one chocobo.
Yeah.
Lucille and Elma are riding the chocobo together.
Well, I think Elma was actually chasing after it. So even
got,
further
like-
Whatever, it doesn't matter.
even further headcanon of her being the most powerful being in this
Okay,
game.
fair enough.
And also, Lucille,
as long as one of those headcanons like work out, then
They're
I'm all right.
both. They're both.
these legs were made for walking. But yeah, again, Lucille just ignores Clasko. It's like, Lady Una, I wish you good fortune. Elmo, Clasko, let's go.
Yeah, Glasgow's like, hey, I can't even get a rest for a second. Oh.
Yeah.
And Elmo's
Hey, I'm resting here.
Elmo's like, no complaints.
Yeah, there's no complaints, and they run off.
Yeah.
So we come out, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this next scene, and this will be the last thing I think.
Yeah, because we come to a crossroads that we were at before where we couldn't go to the left before. We just had to go right to the temple.
We couldn't go to the up. We had to go to the right.
Yeah.
Lulu says, we crossed the Moonflow. And Titus is like, gotcha. Moonflow, baby, here we come.
Moonflow, baby.
Moonflow, baby.
Moonflow, baby. Moonflow, baby.
Yeah, so that's going to be where we leave it today. That is Djose.
The moon must flow.
Djose and the Pussycats. The moon must flow. Well, Ninnyz, is there anything that you would like to plug?
Not really.
Yes,
I mean,
there is. You're a streamer,
yes,
first of all.
Twitch.tv/Ninnyz. Ninnyz.
Yeah.
Yeah, come for a chill atmosphere. Come for speed runs where I don't yell at the game. I tend to finish almost every single speed run, even if I'm behind on time. I figure it's better just to demonstrate the whole game if I can, unless I hit a point where there's just no way to continue.
Yeah.
I've done Link to the Past, Shadow of the Colossus, Little Nightmares, Final Fantasies 4 through 7, like
and
so much.
So the listeners are aware, we are often in Ninnyz chat as well.
Yeah.
So you can come hang out with us there as well.
Ninnyz has one of the best emotes on Twitch, if not the best emotes on Twitch.
Oh, yes.
It's like an OIC kind of emote where it's like, big eyes, like very anime. But it's Yuffie, and she's like got her face pressed up against like
It's my
the
favorite
glass
one.
of the
It's my
camera.
favorite one. It's literally
so
my
good.
most used emote.
Y'all are too kind.
It's so good.
And I also just noticed that your currency is you can't do it, kid. As checked. It's very good.
Give me 100. I can't do it, kids, for a quarter, they'd say. For a highlighted message, they say. I will also do a little announcement thingy or whatever. Shout out to my friend Drip for making me some Twitch emotes.
Oh, they're so good.
I got some really funny, stupid emotes for my Twitch channel. We just got affiliate on there, so the points are now cowboy kisses because I thought that was funny. That would be a funny thing to collect. 200 cowboy kisses, please.
But you got a Mog.
Yeah, I got the let's fucking go like basketball face, but it's a Moogle instead. And so it's got like the big nasty square teeth and everything. I got Gritty doing the poggers thing or whatever. And I have a Riku doing like OMG, like a kind of like a Ninnyz emote.
Just like Ninnyz.
That's real good.
Yeah. So excited about that. Come check that out.
What's new on your stream, Carl?
Same shit.
You love it. Don't never change.
By the time this episode comes out, I might be running Demon Souls.
Ooh.
We'll see. I got the emulator working on my computer, so I've been doing a casual playthrough of that. Hoping to finish that up and maybe start learning that speed run, but who knows?
I'm excited to see that.
Who knows what the future will
Lemon
hold.
souls. It's lemon soup.
Lemon souls.
Demon's Souls.
Demon soup for the teenage soul.
As of the time of recording this, I've streamed Demon Souls like twice, and every time I've just added more asterisks to like, or not asterisks. What the fuck is the other one? Apostrophe.
Okay. Yeah.
I've added more
Addendums?
apostrophes.
Oh, Demon Soul.
I've just added more apostrophes to it because it's like got the worst title of any like FromSoftware game where it's not Demon Souls, which you would think like Dark Souls. It's Demon's Souls.
Yeah.
So I've just been adding a bunch.
Demon singulars apostrophe souls.
The Demon's Souls.
Should be like demons owls.
Yeah,
that's all I have to announce, I think.
Thanks again for coming on, Ninnyz. This is really fun.
Yeah, this has been a blast.
This is, I mean, like, to be one of the guests on here is like, I never thought that I would be, because everybody you've had on here beforehand has always just been like super fantastic. So it's like, as a listener of the podcast who found you guys,
we only
like,
pick good friends.
Well, like, I found you after Kios, little monster, tweeted about you.
Oh.
Because I think you had a tweet about a year ago. We were like, hey, come on our podcast. And I was just like, I'd love to. but like didn't know each other. So I was just like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. That's weird. And so like over the time, like the last year, I've just been able to get to know you guys, and you guys have all been fantastic and like wholesome, and have really introduced me to like a whole bunch of new people. Like Carl, you've introduced me to like Birdo.
Hell yeah.
And then I've learned through like Ashwin through you guys, and just like I've been able to make more and more like good wholesome friends through you. So thank you so much for that.
Hell yeah.
Just hope to make Zwanzig proud.
Yeah, there's no higher thing a human can fuck. What's the word I want?
Achieve.
Aspire to than making Zwanzig proud.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh wait, that actually
Can we have a
reminds me.
Blitzball tournament on Twitch someday? That'd be really fun.
Oh my god, I would love that.
That reminds
I'd love
me.
that too.
Sorry, go ahead.
That actually reminds me of a big announcement that I have regarding my Twitch channel. I have achieved the highest level of like gravitas that you can have on Twitch, whereas Pup Time sent me a friend request, so I'm officially friends with Pup Time on Twitch.
He's made it. He's made it.
We were playing marbles in Ashwin's stream, and Pup Time was just playing, and everyone's like, "Wait, is that like actually Pup?" Like Pup Time was just hanging out playing marbles.
That's
Pup
awesome.
Time, come on the pod.
Yeah,
Pup Time, come on the pod. Talk about pups.
Every now and then, Pup Time will post the little Raph emote that I have of my puppy, my Chihuahua puppy Raph. So like when I saw Pup Time actually in Ashwin's stream, and I just like posted that emote, and I was like, "Hey, Pup Time," and it like sent it back to me. It was like Carl Germ. I was like, "Oh my god!" And then I got a friend request from them. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
so not entirely a bot. All eats are a bot with a
it is
with a
it is a
co-pilot.
bot, but it actually like it streamed before of like taking their dog on a walk.
That's really good.
I've said before that like last year before we went, we were like, hey, come see us at MagFest, and Ninnyz also is a MagFestie.
Yeah,
isn't that right?
We were talking about this the other day, where it's like if we hadn't met through this like podcast and through Twitch, like there's a good chance we would have just met at a MagFest at some point if we haven't already and didn't realize it.
You're like a photographer, is that right?
I hold the cameras. I work with Mediatron, so like I'm always there in the call, helping like capture the video, so that way we can broadcast it on Twitch and then record it and later put it on YouTube.
What is video but tons of picture? What is a videographer but a very, very fast photographer?
A non-stop shutter clicking. Yeah.
That's how I got into speedrunning.
That's speedrunning.
Just try to PB life.
I'm changing my name to A. Oh wait, next episode. What are we doing? Oh my gosh,
we're going to Guado. No wait, we're not going.
We're going to Guado Salam, but we're not going to make it there yet.
We're heading towards Guado Salam, going towards the moon floor.
We're gonna go through the whole moon flow.
I haven't been there. That's why I assumed it was.
There's quite a bit to get through. Like it's not like a lot of areas. There's only like 3 screens that we're gonna have to do. But
they're
like,
long though.
Long,
yeah, they
and a
are
lot of
long.
encounters and some tough encounters. So
and a lot of story. Like once we get on the Shoopuf.
Oh yeah, the
Shoopuf.
The
Shoopuf.
Oh yeah, it gets real fucking Star Warsy.
Yeah, it gets very strange. But
Rise the Shoopuf?
Yeah,
I would recommend saving before you go into the next area, like outside of the Djose Temple. Like maybe backtrack a little, because I went all the way. I was like, this game throws a lot of save spheres at us. Surely there'll be one on the next screen.
Wait, isn't there
Surely
one?
there'll be one on the next
Isn't
screen.
there one like by the bench right before the Shoopuf?
Yes.
But
that's like way down there.
Yeah, it's way on down there. So it's
Anyway,
That's like several cutscenes and stuff where I'm like, oh, I'm already.
It's gonna be
through
3
next week's-
screens that are fucking chock full of things.
Yeah.
So
And high level things. I mean, like when I was hearing Carl was running from things on like the mushroom rock, I was like, oh no.
Only
because like this is a huge jump in difficulty. Like the basilisk kind of
only if you're a
like,
baby. Sorry, go ahead. I'm kidding.
These
I'm
are the
kidding.
frost trolls of.
But yeah, no. Because the basilisk is the first time that you're ever experiencing like something that's like almost one hit KO. I don't know if anybody ever experienced this, but if a petrified character gets hit, they shatter.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And you just lose that character slot. So you'll have like 2 people on the screen and you'll be like, oh boy.
It's time to run.
I did not know that. I usually was able to like remedy the stone before that happens.
Yeah, and important note, I don't know if this is spoilery, but watch out for petrification and underwater enemies.
Okay.
I don't know if Curtis knows about this.
I don't know if I
You
know
sink and you die if you get petrified immediately.
Oh my god, really?
Holy shit.
Yeah, you're dead.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
That's fucking amazing.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, that's awesome though.
Watch out. Wear your floaties.
All right, Alex, would you
Get your
like
float material on?
Would you like to fill us full of 1,000,000 volts?
Thanks again to Night of the Round for the theme music. Masashi Hamauzu, Nobuo Metsu, and Junya Nakano for the background music. A lot of cool stuff.
Thank you for sending that to us personally. That's very kind of you. Let me try that again without my voice cracking. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, I want my music. Leave us a review on iTunes. It really helps. We are currently in the top 200 in Norway for some reason.
Norway!
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Cool cell phones.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Yo, do you think in Djose Temple the cell phones just automatically charge because of all the electricity in the air?
Oh, man.
There's like all this electricity and no outlets.
We are every FNFF on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. And yes, we have a Discord.
That's right.
You too can be friends with Ninnyz. And most of our guests are on there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good time. We got pet pics up there.
Oh yeah, there are pet pics.
I think all of our cats have emotes now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Most of them. We need shrimps to finish the gold cat trifecta.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's almost the anniversary of me finding Sid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's next week.
We'll do a retrospect.
Or for the listener, last week.
That'll do it, y'all.
That'll do it.
Thanks so much, Ninnyz.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vince, thank you.
It was fantastic to be here. Ico sucks.
Yeah.
And away we go.
I was gonna be like, fuck Mutski.
That's Machina, baby.
That's Machina, baby!